I'll tell you, you learn a lot of things on the way to 500.
500 what, douchebag?
We ready to roll?
I was goddamn born ready.
Broadcasting live from the internet, it's Tuesday night, and this is the Panels on Pages podcast.
Big boys playing with big toys.
This is quality content.
The boomers are into it.
Yeah, no shit.
With your hosts, Lee Rodriguez.
I am a visionary. Like, oh, you have a podcast? I'm like, no, that's not me. That's somebody else.
Jason Nyes.
Yeah, sure. I'm not getting any vegetables in my diet. I'm just a thick boy.
Jose Guzman.
Well, they should be here, I think.
I told you, shouldn't have fucked the fucking squid.
Kelly Harris.
Tell him Kelly eats Band-Aids. If there's any gang you want to be with, it's MDK. It's all about fucking hugs.
And our good buddy Mahoney.
And Mahoney's here. What's up, Mahoney?
You know what I was thinking, though, is you're a cracker-ass bitch.
This is some unprecedented shit. Like, no one's ever done anything like this before.
It's gonna be massive.
It's gonna be great.
And it's all killer, no filler.
My seat's on fire. You take so hot.
Like, this could never air today.
It's there. It's reliable. You know what you're getting every single time.
Man, I'm so glad you found us.
You're all terrible people, and I'm glad you're my friend.
What's that in the intro?
That's really funny.
Over 500 episodes, and you'd think they'd have the hang of it by now.
Jose's like, are we live?
Let's goddamn do it.
I'm waiting on you guys. Hey, what is going on, everybody? It's a big one, a big day. We finally got there. Started from the bottom, and now we're here. It's January 20th, 2020, and this is episode number 500 of the Panels on Pages podcast. I am your host, the Lord Reverend Lee Rodriguez, and joining me tonight, we got Mr. Jason Nyes.
I'll have a coronavirus with Lyme disease, please.
Jose Guzman.
500, but I'm feeling like I'm 650.
Kelly Harris, who is still muted. And,
God damn it!
Kelly's got a big giant mouthful of Band-Aids. Couldn't get his intro in.
You Jose'd yourself.
Myself.
That was probably the greatest thing he
it
ever
fucked
said.
it up. That's it. You way to ruin episode 500, Kelly. You ruined it.
It was. God damn it!
Your greatest opening fell on deaf ears.
Yeah, it was an all right enough one.
And just like my lovely wife said in the intro, our good buddy Mahoney's here.
Hey, hello.
And boy, does she take umbrage with having to call you our good buddy Mahoney when recording the.
I know, you could hear it in her voice. It was different.
You can hear that she's laughing through it because she literally said to us, well, why are we calling him our good buddy?
Like, well, because he's our good buddy. What do you want?
Because I am your good buddy.
Yeah,
that's right.
And you
good
know,
buddy with a handsome beard these days.
Would she have like preferred special pal?
With our sweet boy Mahoney.
Yeah,
Well, guy. I don't know. It was we just banged out a little recording session in about 10 minutes. No big deal, but she was a perfect talent as always.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pro right there to do it in 10 minutes.
The voice of the
champion.
podcast.
That's right.
with our bearded king Mahoney.
And there was a time earlier in the day, she's like, I don't have to do it. I'm like, the fuck you don't? You have to do it. Who's going to do it? Huh? Who else?
Yeah.
She's like, it could be anybody. I'm like, no.
Jax do it.
Yeah. Mary was like, well, I can do it. I was like, no, it's Nicole's thing.
You go, well, do something else.
Yeah, we're changing enough that we just want to keep some touchstones there to not freak everybody out. So we got Nicole there caressing your head and letting you know everything's okay. It's still the same podcast.
Little comfort food. It's gonna be good. So we got a lot to get into this week. Lots of great feedback. We asked for you to drop your top 6 Popcast moments. We've been doing this shit for 10 years, and boy, a lot more than just 6 from a lot of people. The Discord was blowing up this week, and it warmed the cockles of my heart. It was very good. I typically don't read ahead on the top 6s, but I wanted to make sure I wasn't double dipping too much on my list. And, you know, it's basically a bunch of people telling me how great I am for a week.
Right.
So I was totally on board with that.
Yeah, I do remember there was a podcast where I was quoted as saying something to the effect of, tell me more great things about me.
Yeah. Always good. I'll always take praise, no matter how thin or it doesn't matter. Praise me forever. Thank you very much. I love you all.
We promise we won't do another one of these until like 525 or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't have a whole hell of a lot of to talk about between other than that, because we didn't do shit this week. It was wonderful because my God, we've been going nonstop. It feels like since September. So we just said fuck it and stayed home pretty much all weekend. So I went to see a movie with my daughter and my mom. We went to see The Underwaters with Kristen Stewart, and you know what? It was kind of fun. It looked great.
I heard about it on Instagram, and I decided I would give it a chance, and it's gone. It's out of theaters.
Yeah, we managed to find one last Sunday, and it looks really, really good, to the point where I would love to see how the hell they made it. Because all the water effects look really good, and the monsters look cool, and they had these big, crazy suits that let them walk on the bottom of the Marianas Trench in the movie, and they look so good that I can't tell if they were wearing the suits or just like, the mocap pajamas and they put the suit on top. I'm like, I can't tell, and I really want to know because they look really, really good.
Oh, it's like the Endgame quantum suits.
Yeah, and like the Kryptonian suits in Man of Steel, like all the same kind of shit. But they look really, really good. So I kind of think they're real, but they're so big, I don't know how they could be.
Did you like the twist at the end?
I mean, I don't know about a twist necessarily, but like, she was big and impressive. That's the twist. Yeah, it was cool. I liked it.
Kelly, you know the ending, but you haven't seen it, right?
Right. No,
Yeah.
someone told me about it at work.
Yeah, I know.
You know me. I saw it on Instagram.
I know Dino Dracula has been talking about,
A good old buddy Instagram.
He wishes more people have seen it, or they marketed it better, like including some of the twisty stuff towards the end. Maybe it would have made more money.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I definitely want to see it at some point now.
Oh, it's cool. Yeah, you should totally watch it. I remember one of the things I saw, I think it might have been Polygon when they reviewed it. They said, this movie has been on this shelf so long that they made it back in a time when it was okay to put T.J. Miller in a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's been a hot minute, I guess.
Yeah, he hasn't been uncanceled.
With
No,
a special
not
guest,
yet, no.
with a special guest appearance by Aaron Hernandez and produced by Harvey Weinstein.
Oh God.
You guys watch not It's Always Sunny, Curb Your Enthusiasm, the current stuff?
No.
In the most recent episodes, people have been confusing Jeff Garlin for Harvey Weinstein.
He should absolutely play Harvey Weinstein if they ever do some sort of movie
That's
about
really
it.
funny. Yeah. That's very funny. That's great. Yeah, otherwise it's been watching a bunch of bullshit, man. I finished season 1 of Titans with Zoe, and we started season 2.
You're really high on that Titan show, man.
It's pretty good. Like, it's just something we can watch together when there was no Flash, basically.
And how are you watching it? Are you using a VPN to watch like India Netflix?
Pretty much. Yeah. Yeah, it's good. It's a little over the top with like just how dark it is, but it is good. It's entertaining as hell.
Fuck Batman.
Fuck Batman.
You know what? In context, the fuck Batman doesn't bother me as much because like he is kind of in a place where it's like fuck Batman, and like, it makes sense like in the broader spectrum, but they should not have led with that as promotional stuff. Like this, it's much better, that show, than any of the promo materials made it out to be. Like it's upsetting how much better it is than the promotional material.
In this day and age, you have to meme-proof your promotional materials and your marketing.
Yeah.
Someone had to have sat back and gone, yeah, maybe we shouldn't lead with fuck Batman.
Yeah, and that guy got fired because they know what the fuck they're talking about, and he was right the whole time. But yeah, check that out. It is good. They brought in Deathstroke in the premiere of season 2, and I shared this in the Discord, but I was like, it's just me and Zoe watching it, and I said out loud, I stopped, but I go, oh yeah, they fucking made Joe Manganiello a Deathstroke suit for a minute. That guy thought he was gonna be in a Batman movie.
That's nuts.
Well, remember the first we saw of it was Ben Affleck took a picture of like a screen on set of Joe Manganiello as Deathstroke.
Like they're already filming with him.
Right. I don't think it ended up being that credit scene from Justice League. It was just test footage. But then, man,
wait, did it not actually end up in something?
No, it's at the end of Justice League, isn't it? Is that
Well,
right?
No, he was in like a warehouse.
Yeah.
Oh.
I agree with Mahoney. It must have been some sort of test footage because at the end of Justice League, they're on Lex Luthor's boat,
the yacht,
and like I remember being kind of into that Justice League movie. Like it was okay, and then they were like, "Hey, remember Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor?" And I was like, "Oh,
and you're like, yeah,
you destroyed all of your goodwill, whatever you had."
The Titan suit looks really fucking good, though. It looks cool. And watch the Harley Quinn. Once you get past the not so thinly veiled anti-Semitism, it's pretty funny, I guess.
Leah, I'm glad I finally won you over.
Well, again, one instance is not a pattern make. However, every once in a while, I'm like, oh, I don't know. And another comic book bullshit, those CW shows, man, they are really doing a great job of a TV version of comic book bullshit after Crisis.
Yeah.
Like little, like, oh man, this person's, fucking alive, or now they're over here and nobody expects it. Like, it's so dumb comic booky bullshit. It makes me very happy. It's like, oh, they've this way to marry into the medium in a big way. It's very well done.
I like that in Legends, they just inserted a dude in the cast.
Yeah, they put a dude in the cast, and they explicitly referred to it as the crossover that they didn't do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that show's delightful.
Like, I thought I'd just forgotten who that dude was.
No, he came in at the end of the finale of last season.
Did he really? Okay.
But, like, I mean, seriously, it was for, like, 15 seconds.
Okay.
Because he's the one chick's brother, and she, like, erased herself from the timeline to save Nate or whatever.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, because she took her dragon away from her kid self or something fuck like that. Some time travel fuckery.
Yeah.
Which is what you want in Legends, so fine. Yeah, it's pretty good. So I dig it. It's cool. And then...
wait. All of us that watch those CW shows, has everyone seen the big Crisis crossover thing? Like,
oh, surely by now.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
well...
It's been like 2 weeks and change.
Well, just in case for anybody listening...
Spoiler alert, motherfuckers!
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler! It's not even a spoiler. Please stop! Spoiler alert!
Oh, did I ruin it?
Okay, so...
I thought that was all. I thought that was Jose, actual Jose.
Yeah, when Lee started the show, I was like, still new intro or real Lee?
Yeah, FYI, we have not heard the bulk of these sounds.
Yes,
so
yeah. I'm looking for all of it. I'm looking forward to your reactions, but so I saw the scene, and Jose and I actually saw it the next day. We sat down and kind of watched it.
Which scene?
The dual Flash scene.
Man, they sure made movie Flash look like a pile of shit.
Yeah,
He looked awful.
That is my point. Why
would
in Justice
Flash
League
so bad?
He's dumb. He's a fucking like weird stoner comedy version of the Flash.
But even he comments on how much better Grant Gustin's Flash costume looks.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, that looks...
I thought that was kind of cute.
Really comfortable. And, I didn't...
Why would you open yourself up to that?
I mean, it's a cool bit, but yeah, when they're standing right next to each other, oof.
Yeah, like you always kind of know the TV one looks better. Like, you kind of know it, but then when you just put them on set together, you're like, oh, sweet baby Jesus.
Yeah.
It looks terrible.
But, good for them for just saying fuck it and going balls to the wall.
Fucking Robert Wool has a cameo in the first episode of the crossover.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Robert Wool and Burt Ward. Like, it's pretty good. They did it was a lot of fun. And then they're like, at the end, they're like, oh yeah, fuck it. All the shows, same world. We're going to make a Justice League. And you're like, yay! That's pretty cool. That Black Lightning show is pretty good too. It's fun. It's good stuff.
And it makes sense to just consolidate down the shows into one world. Like, why not?
Yeah. When they put Supergirl on CW and started, playing with each other, it was like, oh, cool. Like, they're gonna merge it into one big thing, and then they just didn't for
I'm
2
surprised
3
it
years.
took them this long.
Yeah.
You talk about Supergirl, and then you say playing with each other, and I immediately think of her doing her behind the back move.
It's an impressive move.
Really?
But yeah, but again, all that stupid stuff that they can do, it's good. It's what you want to have happen in a crisis TV show. They should merge the world together at that point.
Juggalo John in the chat says that he heard that Ezra, what the fuck's his name? Ezra Miller. Ezra Miller and the Warner Brothers movie side were the ones who asked to be in the crossover.
You know what? I checked it out.
Remember the movies? Could you please give us some representation?
It's funny that they think they're still going to make that movie.
Yeah.
Well, they kind of have to right now, don't they? Like, that will be their answer to all of their different timelines, and
they're on their 11th director.
Yeah. But it's Machete. It's Andy Machete is supposed to be directing it
What
right
they
now.
say 11's the charm?
Yeah.
Andy Machete sounds like one of those wrestling names Kelly's always saying.
Andy Machete directed both of the It movies.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I will believe it when I see it.
Sure.
I think we'll see Black Adam before we see The Flash.
I think The Flash as a Flashpoint movie will be great. Well, okay.
But you know what?
Will be worth watching.
You know what they fucked up? Because they've already done Flashpoint on the show.
Yeah. I did see a lot of people being like, how are they going to do Flashpoint as a movie? And it's like, they did Flashpoint on CW. I think they can handle it as a movie.
I hope the movie Flashpoint has the scene when Barry loses his powers and he just douses himself in chemicals and gets struck by lightning and it doesn't do anything but leave him with a bunch of burns.
Yikes.
That's the best part of the Flashpoint comic.
I want to see Thomas Wayne Flashpoint Batman.
Yeah.
That would be pretty great. They got fucking homeboy who played Mr. Jorah in Game of Thrones plays Bruce Wayne in Titans. So that's like a grizzled old Batman, and that's pretty dope. That guy could be Thomas Wayne Batman.
Fuck Batman.
Oh, speaking of grizzled old Batman, Kevin Conroy killed it as old Batman.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Did he didn't pee himself, did he?
Maybe.
It's entirely possible. Unconfirmed. Unconfirmed.
Unconfirmed, wet myself.
And then last thing, we are late to the party big time, but Nicole and I started Big Mouth on Netflix, and boy, howdy, is it hitting close to home right now.
Oh, yes. Because it's all about high school girls going through puberty.
Yeah, every episode there's something that makes one, if not both of us, just cackle. Like, oh shit, that's real life. It's very good. But everyone knows that because everyone's watching that shit but me.
No, I haven't watched any of it.
This is the first I've heard of it.
I feel like I've seen the entire show in GIF form.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is this show? I don't know what this is.
Nick Kroll animated show on Netflix. Nick Kroll, John Mulaney, Maya Rudolph. It's got a killer cast. The guy that plays Derek in The Good Place is one of the kids.
Fucking Rafi Bomb.
Yeah. But it's about these kids in middle school and kind of going through puberty and what that means. And when they go through puberty, when they start hitting it, they get a hormone monster assigned to them. And so it's just this demon that just whispers in their ear, make them do shit they don't necessarily want to do, or maybe do shit that they want to do. And it's very, very funny. Goofy ass characters and just a weird, grotesque look to everything in the world, which I kind of appreciate. Good. It's solid. I think you would like it. Oh, I don't know. You don't like smart children.
I don't.
No.
Smart or sassy children.
I mean, I don't really use my Netflix for anything other than anime these days. So
you could do worse. Yeah, what you got going on, Nice?
So last we
I
talked.
know what you're doing. Tell us about it.
Last we talked, we had gotten an offer accepted on a house we were looking to get. So we've just been kind of going through the checklist on trying to get this thing finalized, and my days are blending together, but I believe it was today or yesterday we got our final appraisal, and it's exactly for how much the house was listed as. So that's cool,
Nice.
and it's just another step in the process, and the numbers are looking great, and hopefully, cross my fingers, we're gonna be able to hit our February 12th closing date. So everything is heading towards that, and I feel like with a move and buying a house and all that, I don't have enough stuff going on. So also working on another commentary highlight video, also prepping for Toy Fair. Also, I felt the need to make 19 new sounders for the podcast for episode 500. So, I'm making good use of my time. Today I spent the day, can't get to that because I'm going to bury the lead. But one of the, since Mary's credit is better, my credit is good. It is not great, but her credit is much better. So she is the one doing all the mortgage stuff because we're going to get a better rate. We're going to be able to get a better monthly payment and all that. So a lot of that paperwork stuff is falling on her shoulders. So I'm trying to pull my weight and do as much other stuff as possible. So one of the things I was tasked with was researching movers because we live on the second floor currently. I'm almost damn near 40. My parents are senior citizens. We don't need to move an entire house across the state of Florida again.
You missed one very big factor when listing off that little list there.
Yeah.
Fuck moving.
Yes.
There's one.
Yeah.
It's the fucking worst.
Fuck moving big time. But the last time we moved here, we looked into it, and it was way outside of our price range. So, but we've got enough money saved up, and part of it was planning for movers. So, I started pulling up websites. Some of them have forms on their websites, some of them have emails. So I just started fucking casting a wide net, trying to get as many quotes as possible. And if I signed up on your website or sent you an email about a quote, and then you immediately called me, I crossed your name off the fucking list.
Hell yeah.
Because I don't want to talk to you.
Nope.
I already started this process on the internet, so let's continue to do that. The two people that sent me emails with actual prices instead of just, hey, give me a call and we can talk about things, those two are my top at the top of my list. Yes.
Nice.
If you want to get my business, don't call me.
Yeah. I can't stand you do it online and then they send an email to be like, call this number.
Right.
Like, no, if I wanted to call, I would have called.
And not just like called once, like called 6 times.
Oh, God.
And also texted multiple times to the point where I'm like, not interested. Bye.
Oh, they thirsty.
Yeah.
They
Real
are
thirsty.
They thirsty.
To the point where it makes me even more worried to do business with them if you're that thirsty. But, went on Yelp, found some good reviewed movers, double-checked them with Better Business Bureau, found a couple places between $700, $1,200. That's fucking perfect. So I'm super confident about that. We got our house inspection. I can't go into all the details of that. I talked about it before the show. Don't want to call anybody out live on the air, but that went well. My dad has worked construction all of his life, so instead of paying some jackass crook contractor to do our inspection for us, got my dad to come over because I respect his opinion. He'll look out for us, make sure that everything's up to snuff. And you know how you plan in your mind how something's gonna go. Like you have the perfect vision of how you want events to unfold. And then when they happen, it just goes all to shit. Like I kind of expected to get there with the realtor. My parents are there, Mary's there, I'm there, and I kind of wanted to go room to room with a pad of paper and just kind of check everything in every room, make some notes, maybe make a wish list of improvements we want to make in the future. No, as soon as that front door opened, both of my parents went in completely opposite directions and just started fucking screaming across the house at one another. My mom has gotten to the point where I think it's because my dad's hearing is so bad. Or at least he pretends
shouting.
At least he pretends that he can't hear her. But yeah, her default is shouting now. So Mary and the realtor, who is this foxy black mama, like wonderful, super nice. The first person like we contacted, Mary and her really hit it off. So I had to text Dad ahead of time, like, "Hey, behave yourself." But the realtor and Mary are in the kitchen. The kitchen's fucking amazing. This huge middle island. It's massive. And they're just in there talking about contracts or whatever, numbers. And my mom just kind of barrels into the kitchen, just yelling questions.
Oh, Jesus.
So, you know, it didn't go the way I expected, but everything seems to be working great. It's in great condition. You know, it's a 5-year-old house, one owner before us, so I don't expect any problems.
That's awesome.
I was thinking both of us are just getting so excited about, you know, like the new house compared to the place that we're living now. Like the new house has a kitchen like 5 times the size of our current kitchen. And then there's like little things. Like the other day I got so happy because I was like, oh shit, we're going to be in this new house before summertime. And hopefully the air conditioning works in this new place. Ooh. And it doesn't get to be 82 degrees in the summer inside the house. And then, but lastly, this neighborhood that we're moving to. It's in historic Mount Dora, which is kind of close to where we used to live back out on the old dirt road. But a lot of older houses in the area. And then there's just this one fucking cul-de-sac in the middle of this historic area with all brand new houses. And it's probably a dozen houses, all similar designs. But this cul-de-sac is its own homeowners association. And the homeowners association has all kinds of real stringent rules, but that's kind of what you want from a homeowners association. You know, you want your neighbors' houses to look good and have their lawns mowed and keep their nose clean and all that. You don't want a bunch of riffraff on your cul-de-sac, if you know what I mean. So we're looking through all the rules. One of them is like you can't operate a business out of your home, and it's like, well, you know, I'm self-employed. I do a lot of business from home, but it's not like we're having
podcast's over.
It's not like we're having customers come to the house. It's not like we're putting up signage. We're not only
demonetized, but we're evicted.
Time to do the show from the library.
Well, I even said worst case scenario, we switch the business address to Jose's address. So problem solved.
Whoa, like no names.
I like it.
Oh, no names. Don't be, government's listening.
Everybody,
you got to go to the library and do the show next to a hobo that's just cranking it.
Everybody works from home to some degree at this point.
I don't know. I don't know where these uppity ass white people get off telling you what you can and can't do in your house.
No, but like the place that we live now has the same deal. Like you can't operate a business out of your home.
You don't own that.
Right, but it's still
apartment, whatever.
It's still they don't want you running like a fucking daycare out of your house or
like
my house. I'm gonna daycare if I want to.
Okay.
It'll be awesome when Nice is doing the show and all of a sudden we just hear a guy like tap him on the shoulder and go, "Oh, hey there, guy. Could you spit in my hand?"
Well, when we were doing the house inspection, a couple of our soon-to-be neighbors walked up to introduce themselves, and the husband is the actual president of the homeowners association, so he was kind of checking us out, and nice people. We seemed to hit it off right, but then afterwards, when we're driving home, I was telling Mary, "Oh, I'm fucking coming for your presidency, John. I'm gonna run for president. I'm gonna fucking control this whole cul-de-sac. Watch me."
What if John was just like, Jason Nyes? Of the Panels on Pages podcast?
We haven't gotten approved by the HOA yet, and me and Mary were talking about it, and I was like, oh shit, what if they look at my Twitter? But my Twitter's pretty My Twitter's pretty tame these days.
You want to run a fucking rope and tug out of your house? That's fine. It's your house. Do you?
Oh my God.
One of the other rules was you can't have a clothesline outside. But then, like,
do clotheslines outside.
One of the first things we noticed when we walked out in the backyard is there's already a clothesline installed between two of the trees. And, like, we saw that and was like, that's fucking dope. And then we look at the homeowners association rules and it's like, no clotheslines. It's like, what the fuck?
So,
no, it's not actually a clothesline. It's a zip line for squirrels.
So what happens if you break one of these solid rules? Like you fucking bought the house.
It's probably a fine or something.
Yeah, you'll get fined.
Probably
How are they going to collect that fine? They're going to warn you because that's not where they're going to get it.
They bill you, and then they'll,
The key will be if we intend to break any specific rules, make sure we're on the good side of the presidency and, make sure we talk to them, let them know what's going on, and we run everything by them, and we stay on everybody's good side. We want to be a good neighbor as well. So
sure,
we're
trying to fucking ask Todd if I can hang my fucking laundry outside. He can go fuck himself.
And then the last thing was you're only allowed to have, was it 2 pets or 3 pets? Either way,
you Todd,
you're only allowed to have a maximum 3 pets, and they can only be dogs, cats, or birds. So we and it specifically said in the rules no reptiles, and we have the turtle. So so me and Mary are like, oh man, this is.
Slap some bunny ears on it. Nobody will know.
No, bunnies aren't on that list.
Yeah. So we're talking, and we're like, well,
slap some wings on it.
They probably mean, like, they don't want snakes, like, getting out of a cage and, like, slithering into somebody else's house or
motherfuckers live in Florida.
But then I was like, it's basically a fish with a shell because it's an aquatic turtle that stays in an aquarium all the time. But then,
we live in Florida. Somebody's going to have a gator for a pet and be like, hey, you said it was cool.
It got to the point where, I was like, if it comes down to it and they're not going to allow the turtle, we find a new home for it. Like, it sucks, but if that's what we got to do, we got to do.
We put him in the sewer, and when he grows into a real boy, we adopt him.
Well, when I bought the turtles 13 years ago, I had to sign a form that said I would never release them into the wild because they're an invasive species. So
see, that I can understand and appreciate. I'm on board with that.
So we're kind of doing a wait and see on what happens with some of these rules, and we want to kind of ask questions. And I'm kind of bummed that there's the possibility that I might have to give up the turtle. And I go to feed it, and I drop some turtle food in the tank, and it doesn't move. I'm like, must be sleeping.
Oh, no.
Must be sleeping. give it a little nudge. Nothing. Pick it up, and all his legs just come out of his shell, just drooping. I was like, oh, well, solve that problem.
Thank God.
So I've got a aquatic turtle aquarium for sale if anybody wants one. I'm about to put it up on Craigslist. I really monkey's pawed that one.
Oh, that's sad.
That turtle had a good fucking run though. I think it was a poker game at Jose's cousin's house. I fucking cleaned up. I must have won like $150 or something like that. And the next day I went and bought an aquarium and 4 turtles, and that was in 2007.
Oh my God.
That's a good
run. Turtle just spent the last 13 years watching all of its family just grow old and die around
Not only watching the first 3 die, but then I bought 3 more to replace those first 3. So it watched 6 turtles die. And you know what? Might have actually been some homicide involved.
Yeah, I was going to say, that might be a turtle serial killer.
I do believe at one point a turtle died and the other turtles were eating it, so...
Oh, no.
Yeah. So
what do you do with a dead turtle?
You put it in a Target bag, and then you put that Target bag in another Target bag, and then you throw it in your kitchen garbage can.
Oh, God.
That's kind of what I thought.
Not even outside? Just right in the kitchen?
What do you mean outside? We live in a condo.
Yeah, but like the kitchen garbage can isn't the end result of your garbage.
Yeah, but
it's gotta go somewhere else.
It's double bagged.
Oh, I hate it.
You got your poor little turtle just sitting there waiting.
Oh no!
It got
Can you go get him out for us?
It got emptied eventually. I kept having horrible visions of like just hearing bag crinkling from the garbage can.
I need to redo my list. I'm putting this on it.
He finally wakes up. He's like, "No, seriously, I was sleeping."
When we lived out on the dirt road and a turtle would die, I would carry it to the fence and just chuck it over the fence.
Oh God!
Like a Christmas tree.
So yeah, that's it for me.
How far do you think you could throw a dead turtle?
I don't know.
The chicken over the fence pretty far once.
You don't want to put too much pepper behind a dead turtle because they carry salmonella, and if you chuck a dead turtle, you're bound to get some splashback in your eye or in your mouth or something.
What? Why? What?
Just it's
How?
juicy.
What?
Yeah,
No,
every time
when
a
you
turtle
say
dies, they get
over
juicy.
the fence, where are these turtles going?
Turtle
Our
heaven.
neighbor's like, there's another fucking turtle.
No,
in the yard.
it was an empty lot.
Okay.
This is the sixth fucking dead turtle I've found. And why are they all so juicy?
I'd like to believe that someone went to like check out the empty lot behind you to buy it, and they just find 6 dead turtles, and they're like, "What the fuck happened here?"
Like there are some clear signs of turtle homicide.
So, you know, the last turtle died, and then we've still got this fucking aquarium filled with shitty dead turtle water in our condo. Just open air.
2 Target bags and drop it in the trash.
So I had to empty all the water and then clean out this fucking turtle tank to try and get rid of it. I'm going to put it up on Craigslist for $40-$50 or who knows, or best offer. Just come and get it out of here. But cleaning it and cleaning all the pieces, it made me think of like when a relative dies and you have to go clean out their apartment.
Well, I'm sorry for your loss, Nice.
Oh, well, thank you. It was a little sad. End of an era, but he's in a better
place. The first turtle you didn't chuck over a fence?
He's in a better place.
The trash.
No.
Decide what's worse.
No,
throwing it over a fence or throwing it in the trash.
I still don't understand how throwing a turtle would get me wet.
Like they're wet. Like they're like you throw any sort of corpse, it's possibly wet.
Oh my God, Kelly, what's up, man?
Not fucking throwing any turtles, that's for sure.
Chucking any corpses lately?
I can't say that I have.
I fucking threw the turtle over a fence and it hit the back of Mario's cart.
Oh shit, maybe that's what they've been doing all these years. Just throwing their pet turtles at each other. Oh fuck. What have I been doing? So I got the new Dragon Ball game that's on PS4 and I think Xbox, I want to say.
All right, and
not bad.
All right.
It's a solid 7 out of 10 game.
All right.
Wait, what is the name of this game?
It's a Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
Hold on.
You may know this game as
日本のたわごとが好き
Likes Japan shit.
It's our Japan shit sounder.
I love it. That's tremendous. Oh shit. Yeah. You may know that game as the name of the game that made what's-her-face on the Thanksgiving Day parade lose her mind when the Goku balloon was out.
Oh yes.
But yeah, no, it's a solid 7 out of 10 game. Like, it's oddly relaxing because you spend most of your time just flying around, like, picking up orbs and shit to power yourself up. And like the combat's super easy. It's just button mashing. But like it's a fun enough game. It's a pretty good adaptation of like the just original Dragon Ball Z story. Like I probably wouldn't buy it at full price, but once it goes on sale, I'd definitely grab it if you like Dragon Ball.
I don't.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I'll wait for it to hit Days of Play or some shit in the summer.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's like it looks really nice and it plays well enough, but it's nothing like amazing.
Right on.
And then the Royal Rumble was this past Sunday, and I didn't hate myself for watching it.
And you were back reviewing it for Voices of Wrestling, which I was surprised to see.
I wanted to do the Rumble because I do enjoy reviewing the Rumble match because I just go nuts writing the entire time. I
love the Rumble, but I couldn't support WWE.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I have the network just because I like the archive.
I did find a illegal YouTube stream at one point,
allegedly,
where they had it in the bottom right-hand corner, and I think it was the Hindi commentary, and then they were also doing commentary over it, but that didn't last for long. I did get to see my boy Drew throw out Brock Lesnar, though.
That was cool. Drew. And I'm glad he won, because I was really worried that they were just going to like sacrifice the whole first half of the Rumble by having Brock throw everyone out, and then Drew wouldn't even win.
Yeah.
But you know what? He did it.
Who won the Rumble?
Drew McIntyre.
The chosen one.
Oh, my.
My boy.
Yeah.
He is a beautiful man.
Beautiful. Just
So
looks
what
like
are they going to do with him now? So what does that get him? He gets
he's going to fight Homeboy.
All right. In a top Homeboy match?
Yeah.
Who's the homiest Homeboy?
The Homeboy versus Homeboy match.
Jose, who do you always ask us if they still have the belt?
Homeboy.
There you go.
Yeah, so he eliminated Brock, who is the champion currently, who came in at number 1 and was just dumping people out one by one.
Wait, why is the champion in the Rumble?
Because
he wanted to prove that he could win.
Yeah, it was a bragging rights thing.
That's not how it works.
Yeah, well, it's not. So Drew is going to challenge Brock at WrestleMania.
That's fucking goddamn it. Okay. Ugh.
But man, there was a point where there was some real beef in the ring because it was Brock, and then Keith Lee came out, and then Braun Strowman came out.
The best part was Brock excitedly watching Keith Lee come to the ring and mouth the words, "That's a big boy."
What did you refer to it in your review, Kelly?
I think I said the beef factory is open for business.
Oh my god.
Put that in the intro.
And then what else was in that match? Edge came back. That was cool.
Yeah. I kind of feel bad because like I saw the clip came out. He was super hyped, but it's like, man, there's nothing about current WWE that's worth like dying and or crippling yourself over.
Oh, definitely not.
Did he wear the beanie?
No, that's the Edge. This is just Edge.
Okay.
And apparently he was negotiating with AEW too.
Yeah. So he wants to do it.
I'm sure he does, but man.
And he looks great.
Yeah.
He does.
Better than he's ever looked.
Yeah.
But you know, he didn't stop because he wanted to.
Right. No. So yeah, to that point, I'm happy for him that he could wrestle again, but like there's nothing for him to do in WWE that is worth him being in a wheelchair.
No. Like I kind of just wish he did the Rumble and that was it.
Sure. Or like
that was a really cool.
Did he do? Did he did moves? He just
he
was in the final 3.
He's fully cleared. He was doing spears left and right. He signed
separated AJ's shoulder with one.
Yeah, he signed a 3-year contract. The first spear Edge did back as an active wrestler in the Royal Rumble on Dolph Ziggler, they cut away to the crowd. They completely missed it.
That's my god.
Fucking horrible.
Kevin Dunn is an abomination. Like that was just stupid. Yeah, the Rumble match was great. The show as a whole was fine, but the main event was really great. Got to watch Daniel Bryan wrestle the Fiend. That sucked.
You hate Bray Wyatt so much.
I fucking hate the Fiend so goddamn much.
No, you hate Bray Wyatt as a whole, not even just the Fiend.
Yeah, but at least with Bray Wyatt, I didn't have to have people try and say that he's a genius. But now people are now convinced that his like high school senior video project bullshit is high art. And like, God, Daniel Bryan, why'd he resign?
Yeah, and that's the thing with Edge too. It's like Daniel Bryan came back from this debilitating career-ending injury, and what of note has he done since he's been back, except for lose the belt to Kofi? Belt. Yeah, the hemp belt was the best thing that he's done. So it's like Edge is coming back for what?
Yeah.
What's Brock's belt? Did he do anything funky to it, or is it just
just the regular black WWE championship?
He doesn't give enough shits about it.
But the Fiend has a belt with his face on it.
Oh, and it looks so fucking stupid.
Have you seen this, Jose?
I have seen it. And it is a little weird.
Why would you make your own face the belt?
Right.
What sense does that make?
It would have made more sense if it was made like they made it look like the Necronomicon, where it's made out of skin, but not necessarily his face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jose, if you could buy one of those belts from WWEshop.com, how much do you think it would cost you?
Oh, I'm pretty sure they're upwards of $250 plus.
Oh, honey.
It's made out of skin?
Jose, try $6,999.
Get the entire fuck out of
because
here.
What?
Guys, they're all handmade and signed by Tom Savini.
Yeah, and they're what, exclusive to 500 or something?
Savini made it?
Yeah, Tom Savini made the belt and also designed the Fiend's mask. But still,
it's so fucking stupid. And that match, like, you know, everyone's Daniel Bryan needs to go back to WWE. It's the safe company. He's fucking working a strap match where he's literally being whipped for fucking nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I hate it. I hate it so much.
That's no good.
No, it sucks.
That's no good at all.
You're bullshit, WWE.
But
the rest of the show was whatever. But the men's Rumble was great.
But Dynamite on the Jericho Cruise was fun.
Yeah, that was a good show.
That was kind of fun, yeah.
They had a couple real bad episodes, but it's been pretty consistent for a couple weeks now.
Yeah, they came back. It got bad for a little bit there, but they came back. And then what else did I watch? Yesterday I watched DDT's show Sweet Dreams. That was on the same day as the Rumble. And former ECW star Masato Tanaka, still around, won the KOD Openweight Championship, which is DDT's main belt.
Well,
and that was a great match, him versus Hiroshima. Like, it was awesome.
About that shit.
And I love that for some reason Tanaka's finishing move is a sliding lariat that he calls the sliding D.
The sliding Larry.
Yep. So just you get to hear Japanese announcers yell "Sliding D."
It's not the roaring elbow anymore, huh?
No, sliding D.
Man, those old ECW DVDs, the Mike Awesome Masato Tanaka matches were some of my favorite shits.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's right, Kelly. His name was Mike Awesome.
Sure was.
Michael P. Awesome.
Yeah.
Because that PB awesome.
The P stands for Percival.
Yep. Well, and then he went to WCW and became the Fat Chick Thriller.
Yeah, that 70s guy. Mike Awesome, the Fat Chick Thriller.
Yep.
And then went to WWE and then ended up killing himself.
Yep. Sure did. Well, that's what all those concussions will do to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was thinking about it the other day. How did it take a good old-fashioned double murder-suicide for people to finally think about concussions and be like, you know what? I think making your brain bleed is bad.
Well, I think it wasn't a matter of they went, oh, shit. It was a matter of they got such bad publicity for it. They were forced to do the research and
they noticed
and be more safe. Exactly. Because they knew they were scrambling dudes' brains for decades.
Yeah, it's just that mentality of shake it off, get back in there.
Yeah, but that's
you should watch that Will Smith movie, Kelly.
Yeah, it's not just the company; it's the wrestlers too. It's like none of them were like, we shouldn't do this. This makes my head hurt.
None of them were well informed of the long-term effects of what was going on. They were just, I got a concussion. I can't do this for.
You got a concussion and said you didn't want to do it. They just called you, a bitch and told you to get back in the ring.
Yeah, and you don't get paid. There was that changeover from the old school wrestlers who, would wrestle with a broken leg, just to get their pay, fucking snort some coke, do some Percocet, and then when it switched over to where people were trying to be more healthy, WWE was the only game in town, so they couldn't really do anything about it. They couldn't be like, I've got a concussion, my head hurts. And no.
Hey, Lee.
They'd be like, we'll concuss that paycheck for a week.
Lee, did you watch this past week's Riverdale?
Oh, shit. No, I did not.
I did.
What season's that on?
Hey, Mahoney, remember how the big kernel to take away from this episode was sometimes abusing pain medication is all right?
Yeah, it makes you happy.
God.
If it makes you happy, is it really that bad, Lee?
Yeah. I did love that just based on the kind of promo stills that I saw that they're leaning into like the football again. And
it's a very football heavy episode.
And it's like, weren't you just wearing a mask beating the shit out of a guy outside your boxing gym?
Oh, no. Now it's just normal high school, though. This episode, they were like, we're just normal high school kids.
But there is a bit where Archie is talking to someone about the time he boxed a bear.
Yeah.
Oh, tremendous.
And they say, oh, you were a boxer? Were you any good? And he goes, fought a bear.
Yep. That's exactly how that kind of interaction went.
I'm so annoyed that I forgot about it. I gotta catch up. That's fucking outstanding.
And Jose, I honestly couldn't tell you how many seasons there are. It's like with these CW shows, they take so many mid-season.
Yeah, they'll go on break for like a month and a half.
Yeah, I never know when a season begins and when a season ends with these shows. I think
5,
maybe
4.
This might be 4.
I'm thinking
4.
Oh no, this is 4 because this is their senior year.
Right?
Yeah. Because there was the first year where they were just normal. Then the second year was the Black Mask. Then the third year was the Goblin King or whatever.
Evil D&D.
Yep. And now it's I don't know.
That's a lot happening right now.
Yeah, I don't know what
the weird Jughead murder.
Oh, right. Somebody stole that book.
Yeah.
And Jughead apparently is gonna die in spring break.
I'm still convinced it's Jughead like testing out a murder that he wanted to put in his book.
They burn all his shit though.
Gotta make it seem real.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where they're going with this. It is entirely feasible that Cole Sprouse, his contract is up, and he's like, "Fucking murder me, because I am not coming back."
Well, no, I did read a thing that said that the reason that kind of tag happened at the end of the finale is it was really cold outside and they're gonna shoot, and they're like, "Yeah, we gotta do this shot like in your skivvies," and he was like, "I don't want to do it. It's cold." And so they're like, "Ooh, what if we did this instead?" And that became a scene where they burned Jughead's clothes. Fucking tremendous. That show's ridiculous.
I love that show so much.
I gotta watch that shit tomorrow. I'm very upset that I forgot about it. So
thank you. 2 episodes to watch tomorrow.
Ooh, that's right.
At the beginning of this conversation, Jose asked what season Riverdale is on, and I expected him next to be like, "Who are the champs?"
So what's up, Jose? What's happening?
Oh boy.
Just spent 12 hours traveling.
That sounds awesome.
was in California. R.I.P. Kobe.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Kobe.
That fog was real.
Oh, it was fog that was the cause of the crash?
They couldn't see anything.
I didn't realize. I've tried to, I saw the initial reports. I've tried to not read too much about it because it just makes me real sad. I didn't realize that it was fog.
It's very sad. Well, it was real foggy in the area, and they...
Well, yeah, you were in town.
They issued a 1,000 feet ceiling, so like even the police copters were grounded. Nobody should have been in the air.
I was talking about it when the story broke. I was talking about it and saying how if you get to the point where you're so baller that you can just take helicopters whenever instead of driving through traffic, you kind of have to accept that you're really upping your odds for a potential bad helicopter crash, and kind of worth it.
He's been doing it for 20 years,
right? Yeah, it's just the odds, It's really sucks.
I had a coworker today that was like, helicopters are just so dangerous. You always hear about them crashing, and I was like, what the fuck other helicopter have you ever heard about crashing?
Yeah.
Well, here's what's also fucked up was there was a helicopter convention that weekend.
Fucking what?
Yeah, you want to talk about some bad publicity during your big week.
Jesus. I know about Kobe's helicopter crashing and that one from Civil War that Cap pulled back down. Those are it. Those are the two helicopters I've seen crash.
Oh, ridiculous.
Man, so Ubers, y'all.
Jose's gonna start practicing his Type 5.
I got no luck with Ubers.
What's up? What's going on with
Call
Ubers?
an Uber, trying to head to the airport.
White Uber drivers driving like this.
So I'm watching the Uber on the app do like a fucking reverse, a 360 spin. I'm watching it do shit that makes no sense.
Well, Nice threw a turtle at it and it spun out for a second.
Now it makes sense. So this ride that should have took her like 5 minutes to get to us takes almost 20 minutes to get to us. But guess who's got fresh McDonald's in the front seat? That's why she was doing all kinds of weird shit. She was fucking in the drive-thru at McDonald's.
Well, do you think she was doing Uber Eats too?
I don't know. She was doing Uber Make Me Late. So,
did she at least give you a fry?
No, but
was she eating it as she was driving?
She did not, because once we said, we're kind of about to miss our plane, she kicked it into high gear and was like, oh shit. So she floored it there. She got us there. So we get there, and if you ever fly into LAX and you go to do an Uber, you go and talk to the people that are there, and they give you a code.
What?
Well, what was we didn't know that, so I ordered an Uber, and we're watching that not do nothing for 45 minutes to find out they got to give you a code. So they give us a code, and we get an Uber like right away.
Who gives you a code? Uber does?
No, there's like workers that are there.
Okay.
Yeah, the airports I think are getting pressured by the taxi people, and they're really starting to fuck with the ride shares.
So wait, this is you're heading towards the airport, or you're?
No, we're finally at LAX.
Okay.
And I'm just trying to go to the fucking hotel so I can check in, drop my shit off, take a shit. Just chill for a second. Took 45 minutes to figure out how to get on the Uber.
Yeah, because you have to take a shuttle to like a pickup drop-off place now, don't you?
No, not at LAX.
Oh, because that's the way it was when they changed it.
Well, I guess it says you could take a shuttle, but it's a short walking distance. I think you'd waste more time trying to fuck around with the shuttle. It's like right there around the corner. But then the guy can't figure out how to fucking close his trunk. Like his trunk won't close. So then I'm out there just watching this madness. And then so one of the airport employees comes to try to help because now it's to the point where they got to get this guy's car out of the fucking way.
Yeah.
Now you're just taking up space.
You're fucking up everybody's day now.
Yeah. So they got to come and help. And then he can't get it. So another guy comes and helps. So we got like 2 airport employees and this guy trying to figure out how to get his fucking trunk closed. Something with the latch or whatever. So they popped it out. They finally get it. So we go into the car. We're driving. It says now. So now we landed at 3:30, 3-ish. We prime time to skip traffic. So we get into the car and he's like, "Oh man, you guys picked the wrong time to get an Uber. If you would have just got it at 3:30, you would have missed all the traffic." Like, oh, thanks for rubbing it in, Dick. So I pass out.
As you do.
As I do in a car.
Sometimes I would take it personally as if like he doesn't want to talk to me, so he's just going to pretend like he's sleeping. But no, that's just like we all rode in Lee and Nicole's van to go get Portillo's, and he was out the entire trip. Like
once the car starts moving, I'm just done.
You're like a little baby.
The car soothes me so much
that
it just puts me out. So I wake up and I see the guy that I'm traveling with. He's got his GPS going, which he didn't have before. And like he's paying a real close attention to which way the Uber driver's going.
Yeah,
that's generally not a very good sign.
Yeah, that's when you know you're in a bad Uber, when you have to get out your own GPS and keep tabs on things.
So I'm trying to figure out what's going on because I just woke up into this. Come to find out, we've been in the Uber almost 2 hours because he went the wrong way and went so far the wrong way. Now we're back into traffic that we finally just got out of.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
So it takes us 3 hours to get from the airport to our hotel.
1 star.
5 stars.
Yeah, seriously.
So
how much cheaper is the Uber? Because you might be better off with just a regular old taxi.
No. Nah, I'll still take an Uber over a taxi any day. Because with taxis, you never know how much a taxi's going to be.
Yeah.
Even like
do whatever they want.
Even like the flat price taxis from say LaGuardia to Manhattan, where they're like $60 flat price, and then they're like, okay, well, you know, there was a $20 toll there, and then $15 for gas ends up being $100. Now cabs are fucking crooked. I'd much rather drive around in an Uber for 3 hours.
You guys were wearing socks. That's another $10.
And at the very least, Ubers, even though this one didn't know where he was going, Ubers, they all have GPS. I have never seen a cab with GPS. And
no,
you get into a cab, and almost every time they're like, how do we get there? It's like, I don't live here, Jafar.
Motherfuckers. So yeah, if you're traveling with me, don't ask me to get the Uber unless you want an adventure.
Oh, what was it? It was that Anime NYC where my phone battery suicided itself the day before the convention, so you had to do all the Ubers. We did all right.
And usually in New York, I have a hard time with my Uber app.
Yeah.
For some fucking reason. So, last night we worked, it's the last day of the show. So we go in at 8, we work the show until 5. And then at 5, you break down and you go until you're done. So we went from 8 to 12:30. My flight was at 6:30. So by the time you get back to the hotel, unwind for a second, take a shower, pack, it's like 1:30.
don't go to sleep because you won't get up.
Yeah. No, because we have to leave for the airport at like 4.
And fucking dude from Walking Dead is gonna be pissed.
So we just meet back here in an hour and a half and let's get toasty. You know, California style.
Mm-hmm.
So that was fun. California, but you know, and it's a hair show. Don't nobody know what a Kobe Bryant is. So it was weird. Like, even though we were in California, it didn't feel like we were in California.
Right.
When the news hit.
You would have thought that you were like in the thick of it, but it didn't make a blip.
Yeah, you know, everyone's worried about hair dye. No, nobody know nothing about no basketball. There was a couple people that, you know, I gotta find it and send it. So one of the guys does like, he's pretty fucking good artwork. In hair, like I saw a video of him doing portraits of salt, using salt on Facebook or some shit like years ago. But he took that and now he's doing it with fades and haircuts. But he did Kobe Bryant and his daughter in the back of somebody's head.
Oh, see, I immediately thought you were talking about like glued hair onto a piece of paper.
Oh, God.
No.
Like the next fiend belt Tom Savini makes is going to be made out of hair. Human hair.
But he did one where it was he shaved Snoop Dogg in the back of the guy's head, but left like a legit afro puff of his real hair as Snoop Dogg's afro.
That's great.
It's pretty funny.
That's definitely it's a skill that I can never fucking imagine. Like, good for that guy.
I might be able to give you a fade.
I would like for you to give Lee a fade.
Yeah, you should give Lee a fade.
Motion.
Mary has learned how to do a pretty good fade for a white girl.
Take her line of demarcation.
Yep.
Nice.
We watched some YouTube videos.
There you go.
We watched that one video of the guy lighting the guy's hair on fire.
Oh,
my God. Yep.
The best is watching all these people go nuts over these expensive clippers, and I'm like, I shave my balls with those.
Hilarious.
Glad you're back.
I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of surprised at how much it seemed that Kobe meant to people.
I mean, he's a player of a generation, really.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't realize it. You know, like I'm not a basketball guy, so I didn't realize that it was just went that deep when I saw like the amount of people talking about it.
Well,
you want to tear up a little bit. Look up. He won Best Animated Short Oscar for Dear Basketball.
Yeah,
2017, I think. Give that a watch now. I had never seen it, but you watch it now, knowing what you know now, and it's like, goddamn.
Yeah, I'm trying not to feel feelings.
Oh,
hey Mahoney.
Yeah.
Remember that picture with the basketball crying?
crying other basketballs.
Yeah, crying tiny basketballs.
And then each of those basketballs crying their own tinier basketballs.
The only true memorial for Kobe Bryant.
I mean, it's safe to say that if Kobe Bryant had a basketball head, that he would cry basketball tears.
Yeah.
No one has yet to prove that a basketball doesn't cry tinier basketballs.
Yeah.
You know, that's true.
And comes little basketball comes.
That's right. Shits little basketball shits.
Christ. What's going on, Mahoney?
All right, so
I can do it.
Don't do what? You want to talk fantasy football?
Don't do it.
Fantasy football.
I don't have this. I do not have the new sounder loaded.
So I stumbled onto this show on Netflix that apparently I should have heard about, but I never had heard about, and it was pretty good. It's called
Dawson's
Nightfall. Not Dawson's Creek. It's called Nightfall. It's about the Knight Templar, And in season 2, Mark Hamill just shows up, and he's in it.
Okay.
And it's pretty rad. It's not very long. And so if you find yourself on Netflix looking for something to watch and you don't have anything, Nightfall with a K, like a night.
Sure.
Like,
is it like a serious show or a comedy?
No, it's a serious show.
Huh.
Yeah.
Like the Jason Eyes White Knights.
It's from like the History Channel, so it's one of those things where like I guess all this shit really did happen to the Knights Templar, but like, obviously not this way.
Yeah.
Or maybe it did. I don't know enough about it. But yeah. Very good. Well, not highly recommend, whatever. Just watch it.
You were
Are there any hoots?
No, because it was on History. There is a scene in the season finale of season 1 that is just real gross, disgusting. So you got that to look forward to at least.
I like the story about how Mahoney found the show, and he thought it was only 3 episodes long. So he's like, "Fuck it, I'm in for 3 episodes." But then after watching 25 episodes,
what one was?
Oh, that wasn't Nightfall?
No, that was Money Heist.
Oh.
It said it was 3 episodes. Said cool. Then episode 4 started, and I said, "Oh, I just fucked it up. I just misread it. It's really 13. That's fine." But apparently, because the show's from Spain, in Spain they call a season an episode, so it was 3 seasons. It's like 36 episodes. Like, this is not what I committed to. But I reached a point in Money Heist where they got out of the bank and like escaped, and I said, the story is complete for me.
Yeah,
this is where I get off.
Yeah.
The money has been heisted.
Yep.
I've not seen that show, but I've just seen like the name of it, and I'm like, well, isn't all heist a Money Heist?
Yeah,
Like,
it's
I don't know what the
heist?
name
It's not
of it was in Spain. I assume it's just some kind of weird translation of the actual show name.
It's a real
Money
bad
Heist
name.
was pretty good too. It's a little strange because it's it's not really what you're used to. It's a little kind of like a Prison Break vibe, and it's odd because it's dubbed, and like what they've dubbed over doesn't match the subtitles. Like they had 2
Oh
separate
yeah,
people
no, I've seen that on
translate it.
Netflix before. It sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's so that they dub to kind of get the general vibe, but then
Right.
do also kind of like match the mouths better.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's not a direct translation.
Yeah. So it was
Mahoney,
good.
you know what you should watch on Netflix?
What?
Blazing Transfer Students.
I'm not gonna do that.
It's real silly.
Blazing Transfer Students?
日本のたわごとが好き。
ナイクスジャパンシット
Yeah. If you can sit through Money Heist, you should watch Blazing Transfer Student.
I don't want to watch Blazing
Do it.
Students.
Do it.
I would rather watch Terrorist House.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay. Look, you just signed yourself up for it.
Yeah, Lisa would be into that.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's some Netflix reality show called The Circle that my brother said was really good. I'll
Oh, that's
tell
where
you.
you jerk off.
It's it's not very good. Do not recommend that. You can go ahead and skip that one.
Whew, thank God, dodge that bullet.
Just come in little basketballs.
Other than that, I saw Bad Boys for Life and Jojo Rabbit. So. that's all
Ooh,
I
what do you
know.
think of Jojo Rabbit?
I really liked Jojo Rabbit. It was great.
Yeah, I need to
Very
see
much
that.
enjoyed it.
You never did see Cats, though, and I'm disappointed.
I know. I tried to go see Cats and it was gone.
Did you?
Yeah. I didn't rush, but I did try.
I
I'll
believe
see
you.
it someday. It'll come to some streaming service. It'll be on like Amazon Prime.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Did you notice how when it was coming out, they were like, "Hey, check it out, Taylor Swift is in our movie," and then everybody hated it, and they were like not allowed to mention that Taylor Swift was in it anymore. Her people were like, "Don't you fucking dare talk about how she's in this movie."
Hey, James Corden's in it, and we patched the movie. Tremendous. Outstanding.
Yeah.
All right. Well, fuck, man. Let's take us a break. This went a little long. We're gonna keep going longer, harder, faster. 500. It's gonna be good. We're gonna come back. We're gonna talk the top 6 classic moments from the past 10+ years, which is kind of ridiculous to think about.
Yeah.
We got a
My
podcast.
list is about 14 things long.
I love it. We got a classic this week, guys?
We do have a Popcast Classic, and we're going to have one every week from here on out because I made sounders and all that. But
yeah,
thank you to Kristen Allen, who sent me the idea for this one because she was listening to old episodes. So I believe it is from episode 315, and it involves a discussion about, the future of having robots in our lives. So,
all right.
No.
Enjoy this.
And now, a curated selection from deep within the Popcast Network archives. We proudly present this Popcast Classic. I will put this out there. If you gentlemen were single men and the opportunity arose, would you fuck a robot?
Yeah.
Well, like what kind of robot?
Right, yeah. How humanoid is the robot?
It's a sex robot.
Yeah.
But how
It
robot?
could be as human or as robot
So like
as
a
you
real
like.
doll that moves around and
Sure,
shit?
sure.
Why not?
I mean, what's the difference?
As long as it
Kinda have
doesn't
to.
freak me out, because real dolls are scary.
They really are.
Would you eat dinner with that robot?
No.
No.
It's a, you don't take a hooker out to lunch, Nige.
Yeah.
Why not? Working girls need to eat too, man.
Not on the
Yeah.
fuck, they don't.
With the money I just paid them.
That's right.
Robots don't need to eat.
You guys just made the stance of I would fuck a robot, but I would not eat dinner with a robot.
Not the same robot, that's for goddamn sure.
That's just weird.
Yeah, one of those is weird. One of those is just fucking natural.
Yeah, robots were created to be banged. That's the whole reason why they're trying to build a robot, is to bang it.
Yeah, that's the that's the only reason. Anything else is purely ancillary.
The only reason why you can do all kinds of cool shit on your phone is because they wanted to be able to watch porn on your phone. Now they figured it out. Same thing with the computer.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Everything's built to be able to watch porn. This big technology wheel, spinning hamster wheel, is just a dude watching porn inside, just running his ass off.
Pretty much.
This is a great discussion. This is all going in the show notes.
Well, just as long as we understand, eating dinner with a robot is fucking weird.
I don't agree, but
Or at
I
the very
respect your
least-
opinion.
I'm saying bare minimum, you need 2 robots. One for dinner and one for banging. You can't take the sex robot out to dinner.
Yeah, that's just weird.
You got to draw that line. You don't want to give them the wrong idea.
You're like, yo, this isn't a date. We're just friends. You see that Model T40 over there? Oh, I'm gonna fuck that tonight. But you and me, we just having ramen.
I think it's really important we all know where we stand here. I'm sorry, X3119.
See, and that's where the end of the world comes in, because now eventually you're going to get a sexually pent up and frustrated robot who everybody just wants to eat with. No one ever wants to bang this robot.
No, it'll happen the other way.
Fucking lunch dinners and
it'll
shit
happen
and
the
make you
exact
breakfast.
opposite way. The robot will be mad because it's just used as a sex object and just wants to have a nice dinner with somebody.
Programmed to love it.
And then they take over the world and put us in cages. And then they start banging us. And that's when you know we're fucked. When the robots start banging us.
Literally and figuratively.
When the robot says, oh, that's just my sex human. I don't eat with him. That's fucking weird. you know we're in trouble.
Just then, like at that point is when you know you're in trouble.
Yeah. Not during any of the lead up, just in that moment when it's about to get you.
Because up until that point, you can turn it around.
This got out of hand.
There's still hope for humanity.
Join us again next week for yet another Popcast Classic.
That could never air today.
It shouldn't have aired then.
No.
So,
that's a solid one. That's a good one.
I love those new sounders.
Oh, thank you.
I tried to jump into the conversation at one point when Lee was like, "You can't take your sex robot out to dinner," and I was like, "What if you want to fuck your robot at dinner?"
Right?
What if you want your robot to watch you get in the lobster tank and eat a lobster?
Again, big thanks to Kristen Allen for pointing me towards that specific Popcast Classic. And she found a bunch of old Popcast and PCN episodes on an old hard drive, and she immediately sent those over to me because I am still compiling a full PCN/Popcast archive that we will eventually get put back up on TalkShoe. So if you've got old episodes laying around, let us know. Let us know what you got. Figure out.
What if you want to fuck a robot with a mouthful of apple pie?
That sounds kind of great.
That is incredible.
Who cooked the apple pie?
Baker's Square.
Baker's Square.
What if it was the robot? The robot baked the apple pie.
Is that a reference? Do you guys have Baker's Squares?
No.
I remember Baker's.
With it.
I remember Baker's Square from Illinois.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. All right. So this week, top 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6.
Top 6.
6! I still like 6.
Fucking love it. So this week, tell us how fucking great we are. We're doing top 6 Popcast moments, memories, whatever the case may be. Because we've been doing this shit for 10 plus years. I believe we debuted in April of 2019. So we're coming up on 11 years, actually.
No, 2019 was last year.
2009. Fuck.
We've been doing this for the last 2 years, 10 years worth of episodes.
We've been doing more than an episode a day.
Our mics
got improved very quickly.
I got up the other day.
Lee aged 14 years in that 1 year.
I walked through my kitchen, opened the door to the garage, and then stood there for 45 seconds. I did not remember why I got up to do that.
Yeah,
this is not my beautiful house.
Yeah.
This is not my refrigerator.
Like, oh, you don't go in the garage unless you got a good reason. I'm not leaving to go somewhere. What the fuck happened here? I still don't know.
How'd my ham sandwich get here?
Speaking of our microphones improving, Mahoney, you sound great this week.
Oh, good.
I've been listening to a lot of, in making all these new sounders and intros and stuff, I've been listening to a lot of podcasts from the past few months, and it was touch and go there. For each episode, sounded like you were using a different microphone, but you sound great.
I made a lot of changes until I found something that worked.
Yeah. I appreciate it.
It's like a metaphor for life, dog.
That's right.
But no, yeah, damn near 11 years, 500 episodes. We really missed. I bet we missed fewer episodes than most podcasts. I'm going to fucking say it.
Probably. Yeah. We probably missed, I would say, I mean, if we're doing it for 11 years, you do that times 52, we probably missed 50 to 60 episodes.
Yeah.
As far as weeks go.
Yeah. Pretty fucking good. Not
and that
bad.
doesn't even count all the extra shit that we've done.
Yeah, that's true. Man, did we talk about, did we say what we did last week on the show or no?
No, that is still a secret.
Oh, man. It's real good, you guys.
It was one of the most fun commentaries that we've done. And
I'm very excited to share with you.
What a turnaround.
Yep.
Yeah.
We all went into it thinking we were watching a piece of crap, and but we were all sold by the end of it.
Yeah, came out of it genuine fans.
Yeah, but yeah, that
goddamn classic.
That commentary will make up for us missing last week.
Yes. So look forward to that. I'm very excited to hear what you all think about it. So, all right, this week's top six podcast moments. It was hard, man. Very, very difficult.
Yeah, it's a lot of content.
But I had to throw down with the Kevin Conroy interview for sure.
Yeah,
which was our first big interview, led to our first big panel. Kind of opened a lot of doors for us in general for this first couple of years.
Totally. Yeah, we had an ear for Kevin Conroy and his people, and we were just kind of able to weasel ourselves into hosting the Kevin Conroy panel at C2E2.
Well, he didn't even know about it until I told him.
Right.
Yeah, and I was like, "Hey, we're going to do this thing. You should totally do it." And he was like, "Yeah, that sounds great. We'll host a thing for it." Like, great, So, it's a great interview. He's a delightful dude. The panel was awesome. A lot of great stories. It was great. It was really wonderful. And it's like, oh man, this is what's gonna be like forever. And then it's like, oh man, getting guests is hard. Boy, it takes a lot of extra effort to get guests.
Yeah, it's a lot more fun to just bullshit.
It's a lot more fun than just bullshit.
Talk about
to be on good behavior, or like, oh man, they're gonna tell somebody to listen to this whole episode, so I can't call anybody an asshole for the whole episode.
Right.
That's exhausting.
Some of those guests are just shit personality.
Yeah, we used to do guests every once in a while. We mostly had pretty good guests, but there were a couple.
I think the only interview I've done in my tenure with the show was when we had when I invited Ryan Brown on, the guy that does God Hates Astronauts. I think that one went well.
Oh,
you know what guest I enjoyed? Who was the PCW guest who just did not find me amusing?
Oh, who was it?
It was somebody. He was on more than one of your episodes, and every time you would get to some email or something that I sent in, he would be like, "Who is this guy?"
It was probably Dave Christ, that piece of shit.
Dave Christ.
No, it wasn't Dave
I was
Christ.
gonna say, was it the Kelly era or was it the previous era?
I don't know.
You mean
Tito knows.
The Tito era?
Tito will tell us.
Because my era, we didn't really have any guests. We had one guest. We had a couple guests. One of them.
I think he wrote comics. Maybe.
One of them was a real fucking weirdo. When we came on, I was having computer issues, so I popped on Skype finally, and it was Michael talking to our guest, and I just hear the guest go, "Oh man, I wish Bailey was my girlfriend," and I almost fucking just closed the laptop right there.
I'm out.
Nope, right out.
We got a couple more interview kind of shout outs throughout the list, so we'll talk more about those as they go on. And weird little moment, but I really enjoyed that time I called Taco Bell live on the air to school Kerouac about what the meaning was behind the 4X steak quesadilla.
That was the quad steak burrito.
Yeah, that's what it was, the quad steak burrito. Now, this motherfucker was trying to tell me that it was the quad steak burrito because they put 4 different kinds of steak in it. Like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. That's preposterous.
So stupid.
That doesn't make any, name 4 kinds of steak you can get at a Taco Bell. I'll wait. Darn it.
Name one kind of steak you can get at a Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Gray. That's the one type of steak you can get at Taco Bell.
Exactly.
Yeah, they put 4 scoops of it in there. That's the only logical conclusion. And he won't let it go. So I fucking called the Taco Bell. And I don't know why he was so bewildered, but he was so bewildered that I would do such a thing.
Yeah, I think that was an episode where me and Jose were out of town or something, because I missed that one.
Yeah, that's what I love about it. Not the fact that I did it, but the fact that he was so shocked and befuddled that I would do such a thing. And I'm like, man, I'll go to some crazy ass links to prove that I'm right.
Yeah.
This ain't shit. This is nothing compared
now,
to...
did you just... Because I don't remember this episode. Did you just call, a random, Taco Bell? Or did you call, corporate?
No,
I called a random Taco Bell. I said to the kid, hey, man, you're on the air. Real quick question. What's the deal with the quad steak burrito? Is it, this or this? And he goes, it's 4 scoops. I think, appreciate it. And just hang up on him. And I thought Kerouac was going to piss his pants.
Sir, this is a Wendy's.
To phone a friend. I'll go through elaborate means to prove I'm right about something. Way over anything. The most trivial thing. If I know I'm right, fuck you.
Especially if you have an audience.
Yeah. And you know what? If I'm wrong, I'll tell you I'm wrong. So that's a good personality trait to have too, kids. Write that shit down. Next up is the recent one, but it was great. The Gremlins commentary.
That was so much fun.
That was a good one.
Was so much fucking fun. It was great. The video and I cut together just made it that much better, but it was a fucking blast from beginning to end. It was excellent.
Yeah, see, those videos wouldn't be anything without the quality content that we record together. And
it really would. Yeah, but it elevates it. Elevates the material for sure, and I love that. But I thought the whole damn thing was so fun.
That fucking Kelly going into the story about Christmas Baby, Please Come Home. It will stick with me. Like, that'll be my Christmas tradition for the future, is thinking about that story and JFK getting his fucking head blown off.
I almost always put Gremlins on at some point in the holiday season, and I'm probably gonna have to do it with this from now on.
Yeah.
Nicole's gonna really hate it.
Well, especially because she gets called out.
Yeah. That was a great bit too.
Because we're right. I was right. Good. Next up, I'm sure we're gonna have this on a whole bunch of lists. Jose Gandalf and the Yoo-Hoo Castle.
Yeah, that's a
classic. I think we played that very recently. I feel like on a Popcast Classic.
Yes.
Kind of, yeah.
Man.
Well,
there was multiple Gandalf Jose moments.
It got to the point where we had to retire Gandalf from Fuck, Marry, Kill.
Yeah. And I think it was that one.
There's no competition.
You fucking better board up those windows. They're coming for that round castle.
Yep. Put some boards up.
Put some boards up.
You and your supposed best friend Merlin better put some boards up, because Gandalf and I are coming for that round table.
Something about Fuck, Marry, Kill. It just brings out the best in me.
And I had never realized how strongly Jose felt about Gandalf before that.
Seriously.
Yeah, because now, come to think of it.
Well, because no names, you know.
I've never heard Jose even utter the name Gandalf in any other context whatsoever. Never again.
Wild card. I like to keep the fames close to the chest.
There was the one where it was Gandalf, Santa Claus, and somebody else. I think it was Alan Moore. Alan Moore.
That was I sent that one in.
And I'm like, it's Santa Claus, and Jose's like, it's fucking Gandalf.
Yeah. I think about that clip multiple times a week. Like that specific quote. He's Gandalf. He's Santa Claus. Like, forever stuck in my head. You guys probably said that like 8 years ago, and I still think about it 2 to 3 times a week.
Yeah.
It stands. It's one of those arguments that will stand the test of time.
Yeah.
Next up, I got my vasectomy chronicles from a couple years ago when I got snipped, because that was a lot of information to share, and I don't know, it was just fun to just write little bits about it because it's so fucking ridiculous.
It's so cool. Over these 11 years, you know, people have gotten the chance to follow our lives, and
yeah,
you know, that's just some slice of life shit right there. Yep. And it's identifiable, you know. And
all true, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, you know, someone asked me, like, did you really do a dry erase marker on the mirror every time you beat off? Like, yeah, for sure. 100%. And no, Nicole did not like it. She's like, look, I know you do it anyway. I don't need an actual reminder of it. I gotta keep track. Do you have to do it on the mirror?
How are you already up to 20?
Yeah.
I had to do 15, and I was gonna knock that shit out in 2 weeks. It was a real marathon session. It was great.
You got a problem with me putting tally marks on the mirror? Then milk me, woman.
Yeah, but then she would have to put up the tally mark on the other side of the mirror.
During that period when she did milk me, it also went on the mirror.
Absolutely.
In a different color. No, not a different color.
When she did milk me.
You put the hash mark and then you put a little heart over it.
Instead of a hash mark, it was an exclamation point for those. And then lastly, I actually don't know if this ever made it onto the show. I don't recall. It may have been a post-show thing. But fucking 3D Lucas.
Oh, no, that was on the show.
Yeah, was it on the show?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. I was not sure. I felt like maybe we discovered him after the show, but then when again, I don't know.
No.
And that's one of the episodes that has been lost to time because I don't have it, but like it was the intro prior to this one was, this is weird, you guys. No, it's sexy. That's from 3D Lucas.
Yeah, but I didn't know if that was like a callback to it or if we actually found him on the air because man, that was some wild shit.
That was wild. That one's on my list.
One of my first episodes.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and I think about 3D Lucas once in a while. I'm like, I wonder what that kid's up to. Like, I wonder just how deep the portfolio goes at this point. It's been a while.
I just checked up on him.
So, anybody who wasn't around at the time, 3D Lucas was just some random, probably 13-year-old?
Probably.
Definitely.
Yeah. Who made 3D art of Batman and Catwoman love story comics that always ended in them fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah. And don't forget, every once in a while you'd have Catwoman in there too for funsies.
And Wonder Woman. It was they looked like Sims and they would always end up banging at some point.
Yeah. It was so weird.
And the captions,
so wonderful.
The captions were very either, 13-year-old kid typing or broken English, and Kelly just created this 3D Lucas character on the spot.
Yep.
Guys,
it might have been the first voice character you came up with.
Yeah. I think it was. In one of our group chats on Facebook, I just shared a 3D Lucas original where it's a Valentine's Day post, and it features Batman leaning in to kiss Catwoman.
Oh.
And in the background, the moon is in the shape of a heart, and it looks very distressing to me.
Wow. And this is on DeviantArt? Does it have a date?
Yes, it does. That is February 8th, 2015.
It's the date's 10 days from now.
Oh, that's hot.
Yeah.
That's sexy, you mean?
Yeah.
God damn it.
And I've lost the 3D Lucas voice. I don't remember what it was anymore.
No, me neither.
Damn shame. Yeah, that's what I got for my 6. It was hard to pare it down, man, because
we're gonna find that fucking episode.
Remember when we didn't 3D Lucas also do actual movies too? Videos?
Yes, he did.
I feel like they were super short little animations.
Yeah.
And they were just bad.
They were real bad.
So it's it's New 52 Wonder Woman, Anne Hathaway Catwoman, and then Batman. And it always ends in somebody getting fucked.
Isn't that every Batman story?
Pretty much.
But Batman has a goatee.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Oh, this is great.
Bless your little heart, 3D Lucas. Does his DeviantArt...
Let's have 3D Lucas on as a guest.
Yeah, does his DeviantArt have an email?
Yeah.
Send note.
God damn it. I'm trying to log in the DeviantArt to see what's going on with our boy. But I haven't done it in a very, very long time. So
I just found a website of his.
Oh, shit!
But it doesn't look like it's been updated since 2012.
Oh, here we go. This is a... I found a piece... Okay, yeah, his shit still exists, you guys. So just deviantart.com/3D-Lucas. Lucas. His most latest piece is from October 23rd of last year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's a cover, again, very sim style of maybe Earth 1 Wonder Woman and a shitty Dark Knight era Batman. It's a comic cover of a comic book. The comic is called The Disassociated and the Fetishist. subtitle is "Tie Me Up and Dominate Me."
You guys, we're gonna get him.
Let's do it.
I bet we can find him.
He made Lee's top 6 of all time, so like this.
I stand by it.
And mine, he's on mine.
He's on mine too.
Yeah. So we need to make this happen. Like we just talked shit about having guests on, but we'll have 3D Lucas on.
Oh, here's a Wonder Woman cover. I know this is shitty for an audio podcast. I'm sorry. It's Wonder Woman, blank, dead-eyed, kissing Chris Pine while holding a note, like a cartoon love letter, out behind him to Batman, who's at the window peeping like a creeper, and it's Wonder Woman Unfaithful Volume 2.
Lee, did you figure out your DeviantArt login?
No, now I'm in.
All right, cool. In the Popcast Facebook chat, I just linked one that I couldn't see because I'm not logged in. So I need you to tell me what it is.
Okay.
Because the title is Political Rocker and Porn Star's Joke.
What?
All right.
Yeah, so I need to know what the fuck this is.
Okay, okay, here we go. So this is an image of... Okay. All right, this is a 3D model of Tory Black.
She was our Catwoman.
Ask Catwoman.
Yeah, she was Ashley Brown's Catwoman. And no lie, it's a very good likeness to Tory Black's face. No bullshit. Very good. Yeah, well done. And then there's some dude in like a biker vest behind it. It looks like he just pulled a model out of Grand Theft Auto. And it says, a politician directs to a nightclub and is lucky to see a gorgeous woman, period. He, : hi, I want to get to know you better. She, : hi, nice to meet you. I've heard so much about you. He, : are you serious? Oh, what did they tell you about me? With an L instead of an exclamation point. She, : they told me, period, you have problems with the law, for bribery, fraud, conspiracy to commit same, ... exclamation point. He, : no way. I'm 52 years old. I'm vice president of Argentina for 4 years, and I'm honest. I'm telling you the truth, I swear. She, : yeah, I'm 26 years old. I do porn star for 8 years, and I'm virgin. 3 exclamation points.
So 3D Lucas is Argentinian.
Yep. That's a great joke, you guys.
And also,
funny joke I just told you.
I found his YouTube.
Oh,
that was a really good joke, you guys.
Lucas Gill, Gil on YouTube.
Hey, no names.
Well, how else are you gonna find
all
it?
The names.
Unless you come to the Discord where I linked it.
There you go. All right, let's see. Hit up what's on the Discord, Nice. Let's go start hitting some of these.
Let's see. We got Shark checks in with top 6. Number 6, Stone Cold Creamery. I appreciate that.
That wasn't that far going.
Those were fun ice cream flavors to brainstorm with the boys. Number 5, Super Fantasy Sports. I feel like we're due another one of those. I think Zero might be brainstorming something. I maybe Summer Olympics, since it is that time of year. But those are always so much fun.
Yeah, it's always a lot of fun.
I don't believe Mahoney has ever won a Super Fantasy Sports, but he is always the star.
I got fucking ripped off fantasy basketball. I should have run away with fantasy basketball.
Yeah.
But Jose doesn't believe that downtown Lois Lane can shoot a 3-pointer.
I'm just saying there's just no evidence of
it. Number 4, India Stories, which we had plenty of. Number 3, Kelly doing Michael Shannon. Yes.
Oh, thank you very much.
He remembers that voice.
Oh, I could never lose Michael Shannon.
Number 2, having Jose mail me the belt.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
You better add number 3.
In parentheses.
Mailing it back to Jose.
Yeah, in parentheses, also devastating to mail it back. And he also says fantasy football in general. And number 1, Kevin Conroy.
Shit, yeah. That's a good time.
We did.
So, what you got, Knives?
We did peak with Kevin Conroy, I feel. in year 2.
That was my first episode I listened to.
I feel like it brought a lot of people in. It definitely brought a lot of people to that fucking panel at C2E2. Well, actually, no. Kevin Conroy brought the people to that panel at C2E2.
They said, "What? You the Kevin Conroy boys?"
All right, so I got one honorable mention. It's when I told Kerouac's girlfriend to get AIDS and die. That was awesome. That was
the record, not to her face.
No, well, she was bitching. Like, I don't know if if she was in the same room as him, or they were texting, or they were on the phone, or something. And she was bitching about things that we were saying on the show. So I think she was listening to the show, but she wasn't. She wasn't on the call, and I told her to get AIDS and die.
Was that the one giving him the blowy on that one episode?
That was a moment.
I feel like that was a different one.
I don't.
I feel like that was the one that came to my wedding.
Oh, you don't remember that, Lee? Because you scolded him.
Oh, I don't remember that.
You were like
too long.
You put on your Dad Lee voice, and you were like, "Stop it."
I yelled at Kerouac so many times, I don't remember which one it was.
I don't remember it at all.
And the one I told to get AIDS and die, that was at least 20 girlfriends ago.
Yeah, seriously.
It's funny, though, because they're still friends on Facebook, and I see her post on his posts sometimes. And I'll be like, hey, what's up, Sophia? Get AIDS and die. Man, 2010 Knives was a savage. So my list, like, I had a proper list of actual moments, but then I was like, a lot of them were repeating things that other people have put in Discord and on Facebook and stuff. So I figured, let me run down some of my favorite people that have been part of the Popcast and talk about why they've been so important to the Popcast.
I like it.
So my number 6, Mahoney. While never an official member of the Popcast, he started Last Week in Pop in the early days of the PCN on his own. Didn't even, like, run it by us. He just fucking dropped the first episode and was like, here, check this out. And it was amazing.
It's just like, I made you the soup.
Yeah. and it quickly became one of the best things any of us has ever been a part of. I love when Mahoney guests on the show. I'm always excited for whatever great bits he's going to bring, whether it's Downtown Lois Lane and actual fantasy basketball, Papa John's garlic dipping sauce, or stepping into the role as our resident fantasy football expert as a way to troll Lee. So, Très bien, robot. Now, vamonos. Love you, Mahoney.
I love you.
My number 5, Mary, who is
my wife.
Yes.
My wife has always been one of mine and the show's biggest fans, all the way back when she was just some rando fangirl of the month that I thought had a sweet bumper. And from the first episode she guested on, the same episode we interviewed Axel Braun.
Was that the same one? No shit.
Same one. And that was like when we were just starting to flirt, to Helming the Princess cast, to keeping me honest and bugging me to upload the shows on Wednesdays. But without a doubt, my absolute favorite Mary memory from the Popcast, and this is a deep cut, and I don't believe anyone else has mentioned it, was when we did the Newlywed Game, and she said I fucked like Mr. Magoo.
Fun. That's right.
I freaked out so much.
Talk about a deep cut. Holy shit.
I freaked out so much, it brought her to tears.
Oh, that was a great moment. I completely forgot about that because you were the only one. All the other ladies picked, like, the Pink Panther or something, and Mary was like, Mr. Magoo.
Yeah, I think the options were, like, somebody Studley, The Flash, or Mr. Magoo. And everybody else was like giving their partner props, and she was like Mr. Magoo. I was the only one, so like I made a big deal about it on the show, and I legitimately made her break down in tears after the show. But look at us now.
You were fucking magooing for life for like 3 weeks.
Yeah, but like she was right. Still is. Still is. My number 4.
God, we even did that. That was so fucking fun.
It was. And how many of those relationships are still intact? Just 2. Well, actually, no. Lee and Nicole hosted. They weren't actually contestants.
Yeah, by that time, we'd been together for so long that it would be not fair.
Yeah, it was.
So
it was me and Mary
together and all that stuff.
It was me and Mary. It was Kerouac and Kristen, and it was Tad and Meg.
Yes,
sounds about right.
Yeah,
you won.
I won big time.
Fucking crushed them.
I took home the prize. My number 4 is Kelly. I am so proud to call you my protege, and so thankful that you showed up on the podcast one day and never left. You have such a unique and sharp comedic voice. And speaking of which, all of your voices, whether it be Owen Wilson, Michael Shannon, Chris Jericho, or just some weird random character like 3D Lucas, you add a layer of theater to the podcast and that had not been previously seen. But without a doubt, your greatest contribution to the podcast was introducing us to Dog Police. No lie.
And much like last week in Pop, like we never actually talked about it and said, "Yeah, Kelly, you should be on the show forever." He just did.
Yeah, you tried up.
Well, like, oh no, it's Tuesday. I'm here.
Well, he was a contributor for the site, and we would have all of the contributors on the show at some point, and it was kind of like last man on earth. He was the last one standing. And Kerouac had just kind of bailed, so it was perfect timing.
That's like my time is now.
Yeah, and I don't regret it for a second.
It just goes to show you, if you want something from the podcast guys, just take it.
Yeah. You want a spot on the show? Just keep showing up every
It's like
Tuesday.
the time I made Knives help me graduate from college.
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly. Like I was thinking about that the other day in the lead up to this, and I was like, I feel so special that I was able to be a part of your schooling, and like, man, like we've seen you grown up into a young man. So proud of you.
I was
Big
thinking
boy
today, about like Anus Mike is in his 20s now, right?
Yes.
Oh God.
And crazy Russian Orthodox.
Is he really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I was thinking about Kelly's college radio show.
Oh shit, Greg and Kelly, shout out.
Yep. Wow, that was a good show.
That was a good show. Sitting at my real life job listening to a college radio show from Wisconsin.
There's a reason why they never kicked us off the air, because we probably had the best ratings that network ever had.
Yeah.
Probably.
And you just showed up. My number 3 is Jose, the Guzmaniac. While not a part of the original Popcast lineup, he feels like he's always been there.
I can't believe that.
And absolutely nothing is better than a Popcast when Jose is in rare form. When Jose is firing on all cylinders, oh my God, watch out. Seeing all the top 6 entries, and my heart is just full seeing how many classic moments Jose has been a part of or created.
So great.
And so many of those moments also involve Gandalf. But my absolute favorite Jose Popcast moment was the birth of the Asterisk Championship.
Go ahead and put a fucking asterisk by this season.
Sure. I love pressing Jose's buttons and getting him going. And I'm lucky to have grown up with him and watch him turn into the unwoke uncle he is today.
Fuck uncles for life.
Number 2, Lee. None of this would be possible without Lee. The reason I hate hosting so much when Lee is gone is not because I don't want the extra responsibility. It's because it just doesn't feel right. He does his best to right the ship when it's about to go off a cliff. And being front row and listening to his stories of raising a family over the past 10 years is something I'm super thankful to have been a part of. For my favorite Lee moment, let's go all the way back to that first Wizard World Chicago when we came back to his little apartment with Nicole and Zoe after the show and recorded our first live in-person podcast.
That's right.
Even though I'm 4 years older than you, you've always felt like the smarter, more responsible older brother to me.
Aww.
And finally, my number one, the population. While we'd probably do this without anyone listening because we have so much fun, it wouldn't be worth it without the support of the population. Think back to those C2E2 lobby shows, the actual fantasy sports and pop topics that everyone's participating in. At one point, we had enough juice to run an entire Popcast network, and that's only because we saw that there was a market and a demand for it. Yep. Big ups to folks like Juggalo John, Kristen Allen, Mel, and all the people that have been listening since way back in the day and stuck with us. And same goes to those of you that found us later and joined the family. Shout out to Zero for putting all those games together. And my favorite population moment has to be the implementation of the top 6 gimmick, especially the food topics. I feel like top 6 gave us a new lease on life after the comic industry kind of trampled our souls. And the interactions and discussions we have are so fun and controversial and entertaining. Thank you all for being there, and we hope you'll stick around for 500 more.
Damn right.
Because, man, the news got bleak.
It was real soul-crushing there for a while, because it ended up being casting announcement, trailer, sexual harassment, dead person, bleeding cool headline.
Swindling.
Yeah.
Someone's drawing poop swastikas.
Yeah. Like, we all collectively realized that, like, we don't like these people in the comic industry. And, like, we're not enjoying ourselves talking about it. So let's just do our own thing.
I'll always say it's completely wild to me that comics Twitter is so much more of a cesspool than wrestling Twitter is.
Yeah, like, how great is our foresight that we got out of the quote-unquote comics game before Comicsgate happened.
Yeah.
Right?
I think back to, like, some of my old pop articles where I was trying to, like get hits. I back then, we didn't even call it clickbait. It was just trying to get people to read our shit. There was the one headline I had where it was essentially stop using rape as clickbait, and then there was another one that was, fat white males are the most underrepresented demographic in comics. And I think back, like, I wonder if there's certain people like a Kate Cotler who read those articles and think I eventually just moved into Comicsgate. But, like, we were just doing it for funsies, and we fucking kind of backed away from all that.
And again, I'll always say, no one was covering New Japan in comics before we were.
Right.
Fucking A. Because you go to my Wrestle Kingdom 8 review, and one of the only comments is someone saying, "Oh man, Rob Conway was on this show." But no, we've always been a future. We've been way ahead of our time.
Yeah, doing shit. Like, I'm not just saying this, but I feel like all the shit that we do or did, we kind of
or pitched and got turned down for.
Oh,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, we kind of always did it better than anybody else. I really believe that. Like, I really believe that the shit we did was better than the same vein of thing from anywhere else. It sucked in comparison. Like, our shit was always the best. Just, we wouldn't play the game, and I'm okay with it. I'm totally okay with it.
Yeah, because you see all these people that have been in the game of, like, comics journalism for the past 10 years, and they're just broken people now.
Yeah.
Like, they have PTSD whenever, a new trailer drops, because they know they got to get to work. That rat race, not for us, man.
We're not for sale, motherfucker.
Fuck that noise. That was really nice. Nice. That was great.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was really nice. I like that.
I kind of expected your number one to be you.
That's what I thought too.
I was really hoping
my number one, me.
Myself.
I really thought it was gonna be him too.
Thank you to me. I am great.
Listen to all these
Myself.
great sounders I played. Hang on, we're gonna do them all in order.
Shout out to me.
All right, so good buddy Ben hits us up on the Discord. He says, number 6, episode 316. The fact that you all stayed in character through the whole gimmick, even with the guest spot, was commendable.
Oh,
And the
hell
guest spot
yeah.
was kind of serious too.
Well, when we were talking about Kelly, when you said you had brought one guest onto the show, I thought you were
Sure,
gonna.
I have done too.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna talk about the guy that came on during the 316 episode.
I forgot about that.
And that's when we stopped giving a
Button Mash
fuck.
Jam, right? That's what it's called?
Yeah, the Button Mash Bash.
Yeah,
Button Mash Bash. That was it.
he was game though. Like,
Yeah, no, I mean Greg's a wrestling fan, so he knew what was up.
Yeah, but like it was like a charity that like was like raising money like for kids with cancer or some.
Yeah,
like,
it's
very
raising money
noble
for
thing.
Children's Hospital.
but they were also
really
playing
noble.
wrestling games, so it was all thematically appropriate.
Yeah, totally worked. Yeah, it was really good.
And we were having a conversation. We were just all doing it in a Stone Cold Steve Austin voice.
Oh, that's awesome. Number 5, the Kevin Conroy interview and subsequent panel at C2B2 2010. A great get for so early on in the show. Fuck and hey. Number 4, Jose's defense for marrying Gandalf and FMK. A star-making bit from Jose.
Yep.
He is a star.
Number 3, the Star Wars Holiday Special Commentary. He says, you all nearly made that thing watchable.
You know, we recorded that last Christmas, and I'd pretty much forgotten about it. But then when we went to decorate our tree this year, I put that on because we've got the whole special up on YouTube with our commentary that you can watch. And man, it's so much a more enjoyable experience. Oh, I completely forgot about talking about Kelly's voices, his George Lucas voice. So thank you, George Lucas.
Thank you, Mr. George Lucas.
Yeah, that one was a slog to get through, though, man, because that holiday special is not good. it never ends.
But we had a great time.
Yeah. The number 2, the Crisis / M-Day Network reboot. It's fun helping to contribute to some comic book style bullshit.
Yeah.
I forgot we did that.
Yeah.
But
That was pretty fun. Did we do a whole like fake episode? Kerouac was the host.
Yeah, we
and
put
he
one
said that he and Mary spent Valentine's Day masturbating for 3 hours.
Yeah. In our alternate universe, Kerouac and Mary were a couple, and he called her Mary Bar, and it's like, what the fuck? What are you getting at with that nickname? He's like, like Dairy Bar. It's like, oh, what? What the fuck is a dairy bar? He's like, like at college where they have the dairy bar where you got like a bunch of different milks and stuff. It's like, what? Wait a second. So first off, this exists, and second of all,
everything.
Second off, you think that this is a good nickname
for any human being alive?
That's the best you can do.
I live in Wisconsin, and I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
My favorite part of the reboot thing, the Crisis, was Tito's Last Week in Pop episode, which he did all in Spanish.
Yep.
And referred to Mahoney exclusively as El Gringo Gigante.
I was an intern for Popcorn, and I burnt down the studio.
Yep.
I remember recording the PCW episode for that I believe I recorded that in my college cafeteria.
Oh my god.
And wasn't it? It was Pro Cena Weekly that week, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
I was on the Princess Cast. Where they were trying to they told me to stop mansplaining, and I told them I was trying to make them understand.
And I do believe the Princess Cast never came back after.
I don't think so. Yeah. I think that might have been the end.
The Crisis wiped them out. Their world died.
Oh god, that's great.
Sacrifice for us to live on.
Sometimes the anti-monitor has to take some things.
Man, we do some stupid ass shit.
It was
And
so
then,
great.
speaking of some stupid ass shit, Ben's number one, the Double Dare panel at C2B2 2013 came together beautifully and was the talk of the con, at least for that day. And then shout out to Actual Fantasy Sports and Kerouac's Relationship Corner.
Oh shit, Kerouac's Relationship Corner. Do I still have that sounder somewhere?
That was a good sounder.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Nero sent us that one.
Oh,
I think that one almost broke.
Sometimes it's great, sometimes a whore. It's Kerouac's Relationship Corner.
Whose voice is that?
That's Nero.
Okay.
Yeah, excellent.
Nero, who helped us out, a big deal. We were brought into the Awful Show family. Nero was always kind of helping us out. He fucking sent me and Jose a mixer at one point.
Yeah, fucking Matt's a good dude. Solid dude. Let's see. And then what else? How about you go, Jose? What you got?
All right. I got number 6, coming a part of the show full time. There was a while where I was just guest spotting a couple here and there, and popping in when it could, but then eventually it became like, let's do this thing.
It doesn't even register in my mind you not being on the show.
Right. But I don't think he joined until maybe early 2010.
So crazy.
Because he guested every so often, but he wasn't official even during when we were at Wizard World Chicago. He was still just camera guy. Well, Wizard World Chicago was the first time he met everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember the first thing Jose ever said to me. We walked up. I'm like, all right, so what are we doing? What's happening? And he just goes, little thing called running shit. It's really set the tone. All right.
It was good shit. Number 5, kind of like when Kelly joining.
Oh.
Him because he brings a different flavor, a different spice. His ear is to the youth of the people.
Yes.
He brings a sense of youth that us old fucks just don't have, and keeps us up to date with what's going on with the youths.
The words you can't say.
Yep. I'm an entirely different kind of pervert than Kerouac was.
That's right.
Yeah, I've never really had to yell at Kelly for picking up chicks at a Walmart at 2:30 in the morning.
You won't have to.
And it just vibes.
We pick people up from the Myers over here.
Baker Square.
Yeah. Y'all want some pie with my pie?
Oh,
You're welcome, Wayne.
that meme you sent of the tapeworm taking it from both ends.
What?
Right? That was
no. I know exactly what you're talking about. Mahoney, I'll get that to you in a sec.
That was a hit of the weekend. I showed that to everybody.
I'm glad.
And then, I'd show it to one person, and they'd just die laughing, and then somebody else would be like, "What? Let me see. So that spread joy and laughter throughout. And then number 4 coming in, Gandalf. That was fun. I don't know. Sometimes I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. It just comes out. It's like I'm speaking in tongues.
You commit.
You got the spirit in you.
Yeah.
Fuck, marry, kill makes me speak in all kinds of tongues. And the games in general, we come up with some fucking dumb shit that is so dumb it works. Number 3, all the games Zero's brought in.
Yeah.
Number 1 is because he's not part of the show. So to see somebody who listens, who enjoys it and wants to bring something from outside in, and it works, I think that's pretty cool.
Great.
Dude puts in a lot of effort.
Yeah. So I think that's cool that a listener can do something like that, bring a cool element to the show, and then it fits so well, we're able to pull off a pretty entertaining show with somebody else's gimmick, somebody else's gig. So that's pretty cool. And everyone loves it and good participation.
Mm.
It's always fun.
And also, I don't know if we said anything on the show, but congrats to Zero on getting hitched.
Yeah,
That's right. Yep.
Zero
Whoop,
and
whoop.
Cat.
Coming in second, the first time we did a live podcast from a C2E2 lobby.
Yeah, that was great.
That we hit that place so hard they had to redesign the lobby so that would never happen again. Like, we changed the face of McCormick Place.
Well, I mean, it wasn't so much the live podcast, but it was just us setting up shop in the lobby for the entire weekend.
And then remember how everyone else took that idea?
Yeah.
And then it sucked. And then a guy died.
Flipping a chick called Jill over a couch.
Oh my god.
And then me and this guy just lock eyes. he knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I was just trying to get my dick wet that weekend.
Oh, I feel you.
Well, Jose's problem...
clotheslines are against the Home Association. And that chick was clotheslining people.
Jose's problem was I wasn't drinking because I wanted to stay sober in case I needed to drive somebody home. And he was pissed that I wasn't partying because of some...
Well, yeah, because my thing was, like, you're not enjoying this moment to the fullest, hoping another moment will happen.
Right.
But if you just take in this moment, that moment may happen naturally.
Right. You're right. You and Nicole were both right.
Flipped fucking Jill over the couch, and I just shot him a look like,
What was you and Nicole both?
Yeah. We were a good tag team on that one. And then coming in at number 1, 2-time motherfucking champ, y'all.
Oh shit, yeah, son.
The whole year. The first year with the whole asterisks, and then it turned out to be a bittersweet victory, yet something that will stick to my ass for the rest of my life, good or bad. And then just the run me and Mahoney had of seeing who could push the other off the cliff first.
Jesus Christ.
To think we spent so much of that season expecting to face Mary before we finally realized it was always meant to be me and you.
Yeah, it was always you. It was always you.
We're meant to do this forever.
Yeah, I'll see you back there next year.
Oh, we're gonna end up like the Warriors and Cavs. We're gonna end up playing each other 4 years straight.
Yep.
So that's my 6th. It's been a good time. Thank you, everyone who's listened and given us a bad review or a good review.
Oh shit!
Turned us off halfway through or turned us off all the way through.
Yeah.
Good on you all.
That being said, if you hit a thumb down on that Gremlins commentary, you can go fuck yourself.
Right.
Yeah, that's fair.
There are a couple of those, and you're just wrong. You're a shithead perk.
Hope you go die.
I every now and then I go look at the Teforkin comments.
Fake.
And, yeah. You assholes, this ain't real.
You dumb idiot. Qui-Gon Jinn is in this.
Yeah. And then one guy's like, this is like the 4th Taken 4 fake trailer I've seen. When are we going to get a real one? It's like, God damn, calm down, guys.
Great. What got on Discord, Kelly?
All right, we got Kristen next.
Oh, yeah.
She says, with 10 plus years of episodes, it's hard to remember all the stuff from the early days. But Jose's FMK with Gandalf and Merlin. Put some boards up because we're coming for that round table. Kerouac's relationship corner. I hated everything about it, especially the driving drunk.
Yeah.
I was surprised to see this on her list because I thought that made Kristen stop listening to the show for a minute.
Yeah, those always made her cringe.
It did, but it sticks with her as a memory.
That's fair. Recording the live popcast in the lobby after C2E2 2010.
Yeah, and she sent me the file for that one too.
Nice. Awesome. Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark. People is dying. Whip.
Love that.
Oh, do I have that sounder?
I always thought that was Jared.
Nope.
It sounds like Jared though.
That's one of those ones where like you can't even tell how much work had to go into like adjusting the U2 song to be exactly the right tempo.
Yeah.
You heard it here on Panels on Pages. Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark. People is dying. Yeah, 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 yeah. Whip.
I hear more nighs in the yeahs.
Right.
But in the talking, I get Jared.
Yeah.
It's all nice.
Yep.
Yeah, so if you don't know, they did a Spider-Man musical back in the day. And it was
fucking killed people.
It was just a disaster.
Yeah.
People died, and there was like all the stunts were just making people break limbs. It was horrible.
Yeah, didn't like one Spider-Man stunt double like did a stunt and landed and just shattered both ankles at the same time?
Yeah.
The show wasn't even open yet, and every week there was a new headline to the point where we made a sounder.
Yeah.
Well, Jared made the sound.
Mahoney made the sounder.
That's nuts.
Back to Kristen's list. Fantasy football. While I don't play, I like the talk it generates, although some people take a non-paying for fun league a little too seriously.
Don't encourage
But what I'm going to say to that is there's absolutely nothing fun about this league, Kristen. It's nothing but stress.
See, I like to hear that because we spend a lot of time on Pop Fantasy Football to Lee's disdain. But I like that even someone who's not into fantasy football or football enjoys the discussion. Because really, it's just us talking shit to each other. We could be talking about anything, really.
Yeah.
Right.
And Kristen's got some shout-outs. Kelly joined in the crew.
Wait,
Thank
you
you.
didn't finish it.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I missed one. Recent top 6 food topics. The beverages one that dissolved into alpha combinations is gold.
Veteran is stupid.
Just soak a
Mellow
brownie
yellow.
in orange juice.
Yeah.
What was it really? Mellow
It was
yellow and
mellow yellow and mint chocolate chip ice cream.
Right.
Fuck out of here.
It's so gross, and I think about it so often.
There's a part of me that wants to try it. Like just to know like what it is.
I mean,
We
it's
should
just
do it live
it's just
on
gonna,
air one time.
It's just going to be sweet and minty and chocolatey.
But
and citrusy.
I don't want it to be sweet and minty.
Well, that's what
I
you're
don't
going to
want
get.
sweet and minty together.
That's what you're going to get, and you're going to fucking like it, Mahoney.
Ugh.
All right, Mahoney. I'll eat that, and you eat the brownie soaked in orange juice.
Oh, that sounds just gross. That's just chunky orange juice.
I don't know if you guys imagine it this way, but I imagine like a saucer filled with orange juice and a brownie sitting in it and like soaking the orange juice up like it's a sponge.
Yeah, no, that's what I pictured too.
Awesome.
Back to her shoutouts. Lee stealing that guy's phone at the movies.
That's great.
Yeah. Lee's very Italian urologist that morphed into Mario. The discussion of slug porn with Mahoney's pure disgust.
So gross.
Oh, I have a few clips of that discussion that I was trying to figure out how to put in the intro somehow.
I showed people at work those pictures.
John Michael's popcorn addiction costume changes.
Yep.
Jose's Philly AIDS comment.
Yes, that's another one I tried to fit into the intro because it's apropos of nothing. Jose's just like, so I guess AIDS is really big there, huh?
And then last week in Pop, special nod to Lee singing Fancy.
Oh, yeah.
That was a wonderful time.
Yeah.
God damn it. That's good. It's good. It's good. Let's see. John Michael writes in on the Discord. And he says, oh my God, trying to come up with this list is possibly the hardest one yet. Well over a decade of material. Much of it I sadly haven't heard in quite some time. It really is hard to remember everything. I remember listening to the early days while at work and just laughing hysterically to the discomfort of my coworkers. I will listen to episodes over and over again. Kristen has a great list. Jose's FMK with Gandalf is definitely at the top, and Kerouac's relationship corner was always equal parts entertaining and horrifying. Wasn't there a scenario where the husband was there waiting during one of his dates? Yes, John Michael. Yes, there was.
Yes.
He knocked on the door.
He knocked on the fucking door.
That's right.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you done banging my wife?
They were just snuggling on the couch watching TV, and this guy was like, "Hey, I've been outside for a really long time. You want to come home?"
He fucking drove her there and was waiting for her in the car.
Just waited. I remember fragments of that story. Also, Lee taking the guy's phone at the movies is just amazing. I think about it often. I bet he does. That fucker spends a lot of time in the movie theater.
That's peak Lee too. Like, that I respect that more than the fact that you've raised a family.
It's a different climate now. I don't know that I'd pull that move today. Not gonna lie.
Yeah,
that's fair.
But at the moment, it sure felt right.
Yeah. Sometimes you just need to feel it.
Yeah. You gotta gauge whose phone you're taking.
Feel it.
This is actually driving me crazy because I can remember parts of stories, but I'm blanking on a lot of things. There's just so much you talked about. I remember the story of Jose's being one of the funniest things I've ever heard, but I cannot remember the details. It was when he was out of the country and McDonald's was involved. I wish I knew what episode it was. My memory's been bad.
Do you recall this story at all, Jose?
A foreign McDonald's?
I want to say it was in India.
Was it open, or you needed a different kind of money?
Yeah, I think it was something like that. I think it was one of the trips that he went on by himself.
Yeah.
And like he kept going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth.
Yeah. Something like that.
So he says, some of these are a bit jumbled in my memories. Some I just remember the basics of and them being funny. Picking the top 6 is damn near impossible, but here are 6 I love. Here we go. Lee calling Taco Bell about the quad steak burrito. There you go.
Yeah, that's why I knew it was called the quad steak burrito because of JS.
Yeah, I had 4X steak in my notes, but yeah, it was quad steak burrito. Yep. Bank stories, particularly the bank moose. Kerouac was
holy shit.
A fucking mascot for his bank.
A fucking bank.
He had a scrapbook about that bank.
Oh my god. We got some
Thatcher impression, which I don't remember.
My god, you don't remember that?
He loves that.
He wasn't. Yeah, I bet Thatcher does love that. It was not a Thatcher impression. Kerouac was Grover E. Cleveland, Thatcher's brother. And he would talk in an old man voice.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. And he used to read excerpts from Tad's books.
Yeah, I'm sure he loved that.
Oh, that's right. That's fucking outstanding.
Sometimes I'm reminded that you're still alive, and it just bums me out.
I'm saying, y'all, every once in a while, Kerouac is low-key hilarious.
Yeah. Once in a while.
Next up, this one I totally forgot, but I'm so glad someone remembered it.
Mm-hmm.
Niles choking on what I think was a peanut M&M, messing up his voice, and then turning into Super Dave Osborne.
Yeah, that was a good time.
Yeah, 100%. It was a peanut M&M, and I didn't choke on it, but I don't know if I had an allergic reaction or what, or it just
your throat was closing up.
It scratched my throat going down, and I was talking like this for the rest of the show. Tune in to Super Dave Osborne this Sunday on Fox.
The thing I remember the most, and what sticks out about that, and what I read this just now, and it came back to me, is we're trying to have the rest of the show like normal, but it's so fucking hard because he sounds like he's about to die. And he just goes, "Tune in Sunday after Married with Children. I'm going to jump over a bunch of school buses."
I remember that episode because I was listening to it in some public place and people were looking at me because I was laughing like a maniac.
Oh my god.
Next up is Jose, quote, "Man, I want someone would never pay for water or sex, and I've already bought water."
I remember that one.
And then lastly, he says, "You were all talking about Scarlett Johansson and her breasts seem smaller. Then someone, I think maybe Jose, said maybe she had secret cancer. And Naj responded, 'Oh, that's my favorite kind of cancer.'" That gets me every time. His delivery was priceless. Outstanding. Oh, and then he says a few little shout outs. There it is. Nick's pronunciation of origins, trying to type out, he said like origins, right? Some ridiculous shit like that.
Maybe.
Something.
Yeah. The talk of Santa Claus getting credit for giving gifts and how it was bullshit. I remember Jose going off about it, and then you all taking about putting decorations on your checkbooks out instead of wait. Putting decorations on your checkbook.
That was Nick.
That's it. Yeah.
Nick said he wouldn't tell his kid about Santa Claus because he didn't want Santa Claus getting the credit for buying his own presents. So Jose said, "What do you do? Print out pictures of yourself and hang them up?"
Got him.
Very impressed with your recall, Mahoney.
Oh, it's what I do.
Best
He's got the spreadsheet open.
I do not, but I read it the other day.
Next up, it said the comic book character fantasy basketball games. That was great. Next up was a quote from Mrs. Lee, quote, "Straight the fuck up, Teal." I don't know what that was.
I don't remember
that even a reference, I wonder.
You know what I love about that, though? No one remembers that, but John Michael will remember it forever. Like, just random sentences just stick in minds for their lives.
Yep.
It's all in the delivery.
His last shout out was to the preteen tits discussion. I can't remember anything about it other than that it was so wrong and funny. So nice. What's up with the preteen tits?
The preteen tits was I had just watched Karate Kid, and Elizabeth Shue was in the Karate Kid, and what I meant to say was like high school / teenage tits, but it came out as preteen tits. And as I said on the Discord, every time I've done something embarrassing, I remember that moment for sure. So I vividly remember preteen tits, and I did check today, and Elizabeth Shue was 20 or 21 when Karate Kid was filmed. So,
which then sparked Chris's memory of she's speaking of things we want to plug.
Yep, that was another one where we were just running through things, and I don't know what we were promoting for Kristen, but I remembered I wanted to promote it and stopped the discussion, said, speaking of things we want to plug, and then I was like, oh God, what have I gotten myself into?
It's great. They got a couple more here. Kristen talks about the Knives Jose, Timo Stallone asking Jason Statham to be best friends.
That was a good one.
11th Hour Stallone.
Yeah.
Just shitty microphone. Jose just yelling into a microphone.
Yeah.
Jason Statham will be best friends.
And then hit up John's list, Knives.
What do you got?
Juggalo John, he's down there. You got like a proper list, is that right?
Yes. On the
Want me
old
to get it?
Discord.
I got it.
Oh, Mahoney's got it.
Go do it.
All right, he says, I guess with so many episodes and so many people picking, figured I would do a bit of a different pick, a few moments I like and mix in when sometimes something I had written in the chat or email ended up derailing the show for a few minutes.
I like this bit. This is a good bit.
Yeah.
Right? So number 6 is the Kevin Conroy interview. That was the reason I joined the OG message board and became so attached to this jolly bunch of assholes. Number 5, the Punisher Warzone commentary. See, I kind of sickly enjoy when Nyes kind of dips into the going to throw a tree well. I'm glad he has mellowed out now, but his whole reaction to the episode kind of a wonderful... I don't know how to pronounce that word. Schadenfreude. Sorry, Nyes. I will say, I appreciate for his own general benefit that Nyes is no longer 2010 Nyes, but in those moments where he gets frustrated, it is a little fun.
Well, I feel like with Punisher Warzone, it was mostly bidding.
Yeah.
I will say at the end of our most recent commentary that you'll be hearing soon, we all had the moment of Jose in Punisher Warzone where it's like, you know what? That was all right.
Yeah.
Number 4, on episode 100, the second one, Nyes was feeling bad. No one was making that big a deal about it. So I did some quick math to find that episode was 291 in the OG numbering, which then caused the idea to return to the original numbering for episode 300. Side note, if we didn't go back to the OG numbering, this would be episode 317, just one too late. Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Number 3, speaking of the 316 episode, by the end of that show, you guys couldn't talk at all. That's commitment to the bit. That poor guy trying to promote something that night.
Guys, I just had an idea. How about next year or this year for election night, we all do Bernie voices?
Oh God!
Thank you. I am Cardi B. What do you think about doing the whole show like this?
I love it.
Number 2, the best gift topic. When first I mentioned St. Nicholas Day, which turned into a 5-minute back and forth as Kelly was the only one who had my back on that. Then the mention of My Pet Monsters, which turned into a 5-minute talk about the movie and whether or not we should drop everything and watch it on YouTube.
Love that movie.
And actual fantasy football is number 1. I really enjoyed writing the ideas for my DC team with the full storyish description, but I loved how it broke down into a 30-minute debate of what a fake was. Jose going back and forth with everyone else, mainly Knives, because he knows the buttons to push. It was so fun to have something I wrote spark such a great conversation. 500 episodes down, here's to 500 more.
Love it.
High five.
And then he says, shout out to that creepy erotica fanfic.
And then we had to try and figure out what creepy erotica fanfic he was talking about.
I forgot all about this shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
you guys on
Josh
Discord.
wrote that.
Yeah, but Discord, there was multiple messages of which like creepy porno loving weirdo wrote an erotica about us. Was it this one?
I thought it was
one?
I thought it was 3D Lucas he was talking about originally, but then I thought maybe it was Faults of Extoth, so I mentioned him on Discord, and he shows up and he's like, "What's going on here?" Good day to you, Governor.
But yeah, it was Josh. Josh wrote a erotic fan fiction about the podcast hosts, then recorded himself reading it, and then somebody set it to porno music and sent it in to be played on the air.
I feel like that happened maybe over like a course of weeks.
Yeah,
Like,
it was a weekly bit.
adventure. Yeah.
It was what did we call it? Master Pop Theater.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it might have been Shining Night too, but no, it was Josh.
Yeah.
But that definitely seems like it would be in Shiny's lane. So
Sure.
Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. None of the wrong guesses were like, what do you mean? No. Every single one of them was like, yeah, no, this could be that person. Yeah. Outstanding. Love it. And then
in Discord it just says 9 blocked messages, so that must be Juan.
I'll take Juan. Alright, Juan says, I have nothing, my brain is mush.
Oh, perfect.
I did like when Lee got tricked into reading a letter and it was to piece together him singing a song. The fucking comics
wonderful.
guy getting irritated.
Oh, the fucking comics guy.
And irritating. Porn dude interview.
That's a great interview. I like that one.
Me getting credit for taking down Wizard. I had nothing to do with that. I'd fuck that Rancor. Kristen's plug.
Good list.
I saw Juan started his message with, "I have nothing, my brain is mush," and I thought, you could have just tweeted that, buddy.
And then there's another thing he put that I won't read.
Shout out to Comic Geek Kelly for...
Nope. Nope.
That's not even me. That doesn't even sound like me anymore.
No, that's not me.
Yeah.
I don't sound like that. Nope. Shout out to Dredd.
Shout out to Dredd and shout outs in general. Oh.
Keep it going. We got Mary Knives on the list, and she got a big shout out.
Wait, nice. Who's that?
Oh, who is Mary Nice?
Yeah.
My wife.
There it is.
I had a really hard time finding a good my wife. Like, we do better my wifes than I could find of Borat saying my wife.
I feel like my wife has kind of just evolved into something much bigger than it was actually meant to ever be.
It was also, they used it in a Kroll Show sketch called Sex in the City for Dudes. And they're just like, my wife!
Mary gets a shout out to Let's Hear It for the Boy, which is a pretty good bit.
Yep.
You were so not into having a boy.
I wasn't. It was terrifying because I had a girl. I knew how all the shit worked.
But look at him now. He's a very rad dude.
He is a very rad dude. Little badass. Little badass. He, I don't know why this is a thing, but every day for like a week, when I come home from work, he'd go, "All right, Daddy, time for a whooping." And they tried to whip my ass. I'm like, "We're not doing this. Like, this is not what we do." He's like, "Come get your whooping." And I go, "No, dude, fuck off." Fuck out of here. Number 6, the era of Jose's mom's ass jokes.
Yeah, that era is now bygone. I was trying to figure out. I wanted to make a mom joke the other day, and I was like, whose mom do we use now? Because, like, I've met Mahoney's mom, so that's not cool. And I'm sure Kelly's mom is a nice lady. And then we realized, oh, we just use Juan's mom. That's perfect.
Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, I can't use my mom because she will cut you.
Yeah.
Number 5, Jose and Gandalf. Come with me to my Yoo-Hoo castle. Number 4, Kelly's impersonations, especially Michael Shannon.
Oh, thank you very much.
Number 3, the episode immediately following any 11th hour international adventure.
Yeah, because usually we'd have to skip a few episodes, and then we'd just come back and just dump stories on everybody.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I can push the microphone away and listen. Number 2, being a fangirl of the month guest on the Popcast on the same episode as Axel Braun and not knowing what to say to a famous German porn director, so I just giggled nervously the entire episode.
Yeah, and she had her microphone too close to her mouth, so whenever she laughed, no, it was too close to her nose, so whenever she laughed, it sounded like this. So I kept privately texting her, like, hey, move your microphone a little bit. Also,
and Axel Braun is like, I recognize this sound.
Also, you got a sweet butt.
Well, thank you.
Put that in the intro.
That was a fun interview. I like that one. And then number 1, the FMK, I'm gonna fuck that Rancor. That was a sounder for a hot minute.
Yeah, it was.
Yep.
Kristen throws out spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
I love it. That's another one that will just pop into my head at random intervals.
And that's a Chappelle bit.
It's never Dave Chappelle. It's always Jose.
I didn't know it was a Dave Chappelle
It's a Chappelle bit.
I knew.
Yeah.
I knew it's a Chappelle's bit, but I don't care. That's a Jose quote as far as I'm concerned.
Then what's Tito got? Nice.
All right. Most of the people here covered my top 6 moments, so I'll cheat and just share some thoughts. The Popcast was the first podcast I ever listened to. Yeah, I feel like we're a gateway podcast.
Wow, goddamn pioneers.
Yeah,
we were crazy to say that, but we were doing it for so fucking long. Of course, we're somebody's.
Yeah,
there was not a lot of podcasts 10 years ago.
There was like 12 of them.
Yeah.
I would like to say I've been podcasting so long, I used to have to explain to people what podcasting is.
Right.
Yeah.
And now you're like, no, I don't do a podcast.
No, that's someone else. You don't know this about me.
He says it became.
Yeah, you used to do the tally marks on the mirror when you beat off. Lee Rodriguez.
When your wife milked you.
Yeah, you got the real Italian urologist.
I really hope Nicole hears some part of this episode where I get to it. They should really appreciate that.
Yeah, you get
that's what she calls it when she talks about it too.
Yeah, you're Lee getting milked by my wife Rodriguez.
Yeah. She's on some fancy call at work. She's like, so the other day I was milking my husband.
It's like when Shark announced that he and his wife were having another baby, I started asking questions to all the dads in the population, like tips and tricks to get pregnant. And in order to kind of like smooth things over and make it seem like a little bit more of a bit and not so serious, I referred to impregnating my wife as throwing hot soup into her, and Kristen was like, yeah, maybe don't say that about your wife. I was like, it's a bit, just throwing hot soup.
Call it something else.
Yeah. So Tito says the podcast was the first podcast I ever listened to. It became an event for me. When I had a bad day or week, I knew I could look forward to Tuesday night and the laughs from the show. I've been lucky enough to write for the main site, co-host a show on the PCN. Shout out to Gavin, buddy. And even guest host a couple of times. This group, this community, this family has made my life better. It has made me a better person by making me challenge my beliefs. calling me out on my bullshit, and being there when I needed them most. When I lost my dad, it was the love and kindness from the guys on the show and the community that helped me. I've had the pleasure of seeing some of my friends have children, get married, move across the country, and see them evolve and grow. All this from a bunch of dudes who just wanted to get together every week to talk about pop culture. Make no mistake about it, what you guys do well in and well out matters to a lot of people. Thank you isn't enough. I'm grateful, appreciative, and I genuinely love you all. Now cut this sappy bullshit out, go fuck yourselves, and get on with the show. Heart emoticon.
Tito with the greatest go fuck yourself.
Best in the business. Best go fuck yourself in the business.
Go fuck yourself. Yeah, go fuck yourself.
Best in the world.
Love you, Tito.
Beautiful. Take us home, Mahoney. What you got?
I still need to go.
All right, you go, Kelly.
And then
because I want Mahoney to go last because I assume he has some deep cuts.
And then we
That's
also.
why I was trying to do last. I totally forgot. I fucking skipped you.
We also have one on Facebook.
Oh yeah, we do. I saw that one roll in.
All right, Kelly, what you got?
So my number 6 is Con or 11th Hour Adventure wrap-up episodes. Always loved those. But in particular, my favorite one is Jose's Nosebleed.
Oh, man. What a story.
Because just listening to Jose talk about the nosebleed, and I'm just like, well, yeah, that happens. Yeah, that's just how it is up here. You get dry and fucking blood pisses out of your face.
Never happened to me ever.
But it wasn't even a piss. It was a blob.
Right, it was the chunks. He thought his brain was leaking out.
I thought his brain was leaking out.
And showed the lady. I don't know what this is.
They called it an ambulance.
But they only called an ambulance because the on-site paramedics were gone. So
that's fine, but they still called an ambulance.
Yeah, they did.
Imagine being the ambulance driver and being like, "Oh, what the fuck."
Fucking nerds every time.
I drove through traffic to get here for this guy's nosebleed.
You know, the ambulance driver said, "Hey, you got a nosebleed? Go fuck yourself."
You're in Boston. Like, no Boston ambulance driver wants to deal with your nosebleed.
Yeah, but maybe. What if they do? What if like an ambulance driver?
Not something horrible.
Yeah. What if an ambulance driver is like, "Oh, thank God this was a bullshit call," you know? I got to do some paperwork and all that before I have to go, scrape up somebody's body off the interstate.
What a light breeze in my day.
Yeah. Jose made those paramedics' day.
We talked about raves.
And in all defense of Jose, I was there with him, and I had no clue what was going on either. If I had any sort of reference, I could have been like, "Oh no, you just got a bloody nose. It's because it's dry outside." Like, it freaked me out too. So
that's precious.
That doesn't make it any better.
But I'm trying to take some of the weight off of his shoulders.
It's never happened before.
You deserve some of that weight.
I'll take it. I got broad shoulders.
The worst part is I had left 15 minutes prior.
Yeah, you fucking abandoned us, Mahoney.
I could have saved this entire situation.
You abandoned us and let Jose's brain leak out of his nose.
I had chunks of brain in the sink.
It looked like a murder scene.
I leave for less than half an hour and everything starts going to shit.
Oh my god!
What a great show that was.
That was a great show. That was PAX East, and let me tell you, the video game crowd way different than the comic book crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Those people were just relaxed and having fun.
That was that one time I got.
No one was spitting on the back of their hand?
Nobody was spitting on the back of the hand. The only problem with PAX East was that the guy throwing it did not want us there.
Yeah, and I was physically restrained from getting a good shot of the Jenga.
Yeah, he put his hands on Jose.
Oh, no.
And
he said, "No, we don't need you getting this shot."
Still waiting on those videos to get approved.
Oh,
Good
Penny
times.
Arcade, man. My number 5 is the Star Wars Christmas special. God damn, that was so much fun.
I'm so happy to see that popping up on a couple lists.
Yeah. Like, I just had my buddy message me this past month about it. Like, he died laughing watching it.
All right.
So I was like, oh, man, you like Star Wars. You should watch this. Thank you, Mr. George Lucas. Also, Lucas, number 4. 3D Lucas.
Yeah.
Fucking
3D George Lucas.
Gotta find that episode.
Yeah.
What the fucking...
Number 3, Jose and Gandalf. Match made in heaven.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Number 2, tricking my way onto the show. Got to keep showing up.
Yeah.
Just they say they're doing the show. I'm like, oh, I think I'll pop on.
There's a lesson in there, youth. Pay attention.
Yeah. All of a sudden, you pop on enough, you start getting invited to pop on. Next thing you know,
You never pop off.
you're getting an intro.
Yeah, once you're in the intro, you kind of
You're in. It's your house now.
Just like our good buddy Mahoney.
That's right.
Yeah.
Who followed a very similar path.
Yeah.
Just kept calling in.
Yep. Well, Mahoney was my foot in the door initially.
Yeah.
Because I was like, hey, buddy, no, you don't like wrestling. Why don't you let me rustle up some wrestling clips?
I'll tell you what, Kelly. I couldn't appreciate more that you listened to that show because I did not want to.
I'm glad I could help you.
And that's when PCW was actually good.
Yeah.
I mean, was it?
I mean,
my iteration was good.
It was always about wrestling.
Yeah, no one listened to it.
Yeah. Neither of you had to listen to any of the episodes with Vito on it, so thank your lucky stars.
God damn, y'all.
I wish Bailey was my girlfriend. And then number 1.
Oh, hell yeah! It's episode 316, you silly son bitch! Open up a cold Steve Weiser! What? Now tell us all about the Children's Hospital of Wisconsin and all the good work they do!
That episode is so hard for me to listen to because I have no fucking idea what anything you're doing is. Like, you're all just talking in some weird voice. None of it makes any sense to me.
And all of our voices are so vastly different.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine just like sounds like Bill finger making rap of it. I got like a real Patrick from the SpongeBob thing going on. It's just Macho Man.
Yeah.
You got that Patrick Starfish over there? What? You fucking SpongeBob SquarePants? What? You Squidward? What? The my leg guy? What? What? Sandy the squirrel? What? Living in a pineapple under the sea? What? Mr. Krabs? What? And Mr. Krabs' daughter, Pearl? What? Plankton? What? The chum bucket? What?
I've exhausted my entire SpongeBob SquarePants knowledge.
Oh, Patchy the goddamn pirate? What? Santa Claus, he was in the Christmas special.
I wonder if when
Nosferatu.
if Stone Cold's podcast, has it gotten to episode 316 yet?
It's had to have.
Well, if it hasn't, when he gets to 316, he should do the podcast as all of us.
Yes. It's only fair.
Fucking outstanding.
Have you guys ever seen the clip of SpongeBob with Nosferatu?
No.
No.
So there's one episode where it's like supposed to be like scary, and in the Krusty Krab, someone's always like the lights are flickering on and off like there's a ghost, and then by the end of the episode, they figure out what the spooky thing is happening, and the lights are still flickering. They're like, wait a minute, why are the lights flickering? And then they turn, and there's just Nosferatu, like live action Nosferatu, flipping the lights on and off. And they go, Nosferatu! And that's the end of the episode. And he like smiles at him and keeps flicking the lights on and off.
Love it.
Perfect.
That show's fucking weird.
All right, now take us home, Mahoney.
Oh, it's Facebook next.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
The big beefed up lobster guy, what?
I thought of another SpongeBob character.
All right. Heading to Facebook, and we got Eric Magnus with his top 6 moments.
Love it.
He has mentioned this a few times, but he started listening when we did our Thor: The Dark World review. So his number 6 is us talking about Thor's back abs from Thor: The Dark World.
Back abs is the real deal.
Number 5,
I know you can have those until that movie.
Yeah. Number 5, the entire Punisher Warzone episode.
Yes.
So good.
Number 4, the Die Hard commentary and the way Jose paid off the "I shot a kid" comment. That was one of our first commentary running bits, was the whole "I shot a kid." Number 3,
I shot a kid and ragu.
Ragu. Number 3, the time Kelly described a wedding he went to and how he did the best running man ever.
Oh yeah, I was actually just talking about that with someone this past weekend. They brought it up. They're like, "Man, that running man you did, the best ever." I'm not even making that up. That happened.
Was it just like a one-time thing? Like you just felt it, or like?
Yeah, it was just in me. It was in my bones.
Could you do a running man now?
I think I could, but I don't know if I could ever match that one.
Oh man, we're gonna have to see in a couple of weeks.
That was also the wedding where I threw up because it was so fucking hot in the place. I had to leave because I was feeling faint, and I got outside and just threw up in a bush.
Jesus Christ.
Eric Magnus is number 2, which I appreciate coming from a fellow black man like myself.
What?
Don't you remember when I was made an honorary black man?
I remember that.
Yeah. Because I drink the black ice.
That's true.
But
you can't say the word.
Oh no. I could do this.
There you go. You can say that.
That's honorary. It's honorary.
Yeah. But yeah, Eric Magnus shouts out my Darth Vader and Black Panther figure skating bit from the PoP Winter Olympics.
That was good.
I put a lot of fucking work into that, and I ended up losing that shit to Jose. I was so pissed. And then 1A, the Stone Cold Creamery bit, 1B, the 316 episode, and 1C, does Nick Fury look like a bitch in the opening? As soon as I heard that, I was hooked. He says, "I've been having headaches, being dizzy, and my arms are numb, so I couldn't really think this week. So I did the best I could. I might not be on live with you guys, so I'll see you dudes next week." Oh, sorry to miss you, Eric Magnus.
Better, man.
I hope your arms get better.
Yeah,
really.
And
better.
As I'm reading his list, I'm like, how is he gonna work having sex with Asians into this list?
I appreciate all the episodes I listened to while I was banging out broads.
Can you imagine? That's his soundtrack. Turns on an episode of the podcast and gets down.
Hang on, you gotta listen to this. These guys are hilarious. Bend over.
Fucking money's on the table. Spaghetti.
These guys gonna make you come.
That's going in the intro.
All right.
I said to these guys that the intro is going to be kind of a living organism as we find more clips and new clips.
Which is a great idea. I wish I would have thought of that.
Yeah, I like it.
I am very excited that I have a couple of things on my list that were already talked about, but a lot has not been talked about.
Love it.
I figured you'd have the deep cuts.
I do.
You got the spreadsheet.
Number 6, when Nick was on talking about how he names his pets after things he loves, and I said, "This is my pet gerbil, Papa John's garlic dipping sauce."
I remember the conversation went. He talked about how he named his snake Thanos the Mad Python, and I was like, "Hey, wasn't your name on the wizard boards? Wasn't it something like XXX Serpentor XXX? Why didn't you name your snake Serpentor?" He was like, "I don't know." And then he's like, "Yeah, I got a gerbil."
Kristen told a story this week about one time she was at the ER and she's getting all these x-rays and she's nervous and she's having a terrible day, and she asked people to send pictures of their pets. And I sent a couple of pictures of the kitten and then just a picture of a container of Papa John's garlic dipping sauce. It's great. It's just great.
Really good.
Number 5 is 3D Lucas, which we already talked about. Number 4 is the emails when Bobby went to space.
God.
When Bobby would send me emails that I would forward onto the show, which were, of course, just written by me. And then they were... I don't remember why he was in space. He was mad about Nyes did something to him and wouldn't apologize, so he moved to space. It's where we got such fun moments, like they were making the jerk off motion at me and not in the nice way. And putting 2 T's up her BH. Those were great. I love those. I should look those up and send them in. We can relive them.
Oh my! And he named his comic book imprint Space King Comics.
He sure did. He loved it. He loved it.
Yeah, no, he owned it.
Yeah, it was great. He was always a good sport. Number 3 is fantasy basketball with Jimmy the Kid Olsen. Downtown Lois Lane, and motherfucking Infectious Lass making every other player shit their pants. And it is a ripoff that I did not win that, because there's absolutely no way that any other team could win with just explosive diarrhea hindering their basketball game. Ridiculous.
Sweating. Jesus.
Number 2 is, of course, Gandalf, and I jotted down, better put some boards up, and he's Gandalf, he's Santa Claus. 2 of the best lines in podcast history. Number 1, only on my list, and I cannot believe it, the fucking calendar commercial.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Panels on Pages, we sell calendars, where for 2.5 minutes before, it's some kind of classical music with every single fart noise and poop sounder that has ever been on the podcast playing in front of it.
Yep.
And you guys played it on the show, and then it basically derailed you because you all just cackled and laughed for so long. It was wonderful.
Very good. Very good.
And I have a lengthy list of shout-outs here that I will move through quickly because it's very late at night. I sent Lee a series of emails, all disguised in a way to get him to read out the lyrics to the song Fancy, and then edit it together with the music to make him sing that song. Wonderful time. When Nyes did an FMK that included the Muppet Babies and his friend Justin, was it Justin?
It was Justin.
His friend Justin said it's never okay to fuck a baby, and Nyes said, "What if it's a sexy baby?"
I'm a sexy
In my
baby.
head for like a decade now.
Definitely getting demonetized now.
The Jared Beast Redder bit, where Jared got an email that he had to read, and he was just the poor guy was just trying to find it, and so he was stumbling and he was killing time. And I edited that together into a totally different clip that made it sound like he just did not know how to read. And I sent it in here as like your bit before you went to break. It was great. Wrestling Geek Kelly with the Trey Bien robot, now Vominos. Loved that.
Yeah.
Whenever Kelly wasn't there to be my PCW person, we had just a voice to text thing that would just read out ridiculous things. We called it Wrestling Geek Kelly. Wrestling Geek Kelly lived as a Twitter handle until it got shut down for harassing people about Dragon Con. Oh, it's just wonderful. When Kerouac and Jose would just yell and fight with each other about dating. Those were great moments.
Good times.
Good times. When Kerouac wanted to fix Back to the Future by including a rape scene.
That all of them list.
No. There is a rape scene. He wanted to include tits.
Okay, fair.
One titty. One titty would have made it so much better, apparently.
When Kerouac was in the bar trying to impress a girl and they were watching the basketball playoffs and he screamed, "Come on, Slavinsky," which was not the name of a basketball player.
Come on, Slavinsky!
I believe it was Jose who coined it, but the Jesus Christ Mel Gibson is something I still think today when somebody says something.
God damn Mel Gibson.
When Jose asked, who's his closest good guy friend?
What was that? What was that in reference to?
I think it was like Iron Fist, maybe?
Yeah.
Who's his closest good guy friend?
You know, homeboy.
Yeah, homeboy.
When Kerouac invited his boss to listen to the popcasts.
Oh my god.
Which was better than the time he fucked his boss, but, only slightly. When Anus Mike called in and opened his call with, "Hi, Popcast Peg Leg Pete."
Remember that time Peg Leg Pete said, "Hey, Peg Leg Pete's Popcast"?
Yes. Remember when I had a legitimate feud with Ben Morse from Marvel?
Yes. He did not like you.
For a long time. He did not like me. There was a point where Tad and Meg had a newly formed romance, and we had Jared and Kenny read their Twitter messages back and forth to each other like some kind of romance novel. And that, I think, was the first time I had ever interacted with Tad, and it's a wonder he ever talked to me again.
Didn't last long, though, so.
Didn't last that long. Then, this is a Vaults of X stuff moment where he called in, and he signed off his call with, "Goodbye, gentlemen, and manservant Guzman." Like, what the fuck? And then Jose, when he found out about Purple Man, he said, "I'm Purple Man." Loved it. And, like, there are entire things. There are entire things, like, I don't know shit about Tom Bosley or Imogen Poots, except for what I know about them from this show. And I still consider a bootlegged copy of something to be a Blu-ray.
Yep.
Like, for the rest of my life, it will just be a Blu-ray.
What a culture we've created.
It is quite the culture. Thank you, everybody, for writing in and telling awesome stories.
Absolutely.
Seriously, like, I don't remember some of this shit. It's been going for so long, and I love that we got some obvious, like, standout classics everybody loves, but there's also a lot of shit that, like, one person has no list. I think that's really fucking. I love that. I think it's outstanding. I love that.
Well, you gotta think, we've done 500 of these, and a lot of them, as soon as it's over, we don't necessarily all listen to this show. So we do it, and it's gone from our minds. We peace out.
Yeah, no. So thank you for listening. Thank you for listening multiple times in episodes. It's kind of nuts.
Yeah.
TalkShoe does not keep an ongoing record of all the episodes. So that's why you can't go back and listen to episode 1.
Well, what happened is their fucking mainframe failed, and they lost all of the old files.
Yeah. So what we have available to us now, which is nowhere near the whole show. It's nowhere near at all. We're looking at just shy of 147,000 downloads, which is fucking bonkers.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And again, that's maybe a third of the shows?
Yeah, I think that's just since like 2015.
Yeah, so that's a fucking lot of downloads and a lot of listens. I really appreciate it so much. We all do. It's so great. It's a blast doing it. And let's do it again. Let's keep going. 500 more.
You want to do it next week?
Yeah, I think so. Next week works for me. That's good.
Cool.
And I will definitely have some stories for next week. There's some shit happening this weekend that should prove to be It'll be something. It'll be
you gonna go fight someone in a parking lot?
No, Lee's getting a second vasectomy.
Nice.
No, he's excited to watch the Super Bowl halftime show on CBS All Access.
Oh, nice.
Fucker, it's definitely not that.
Hey, that means it's
happy
been a
anniversary,
year.
Lee. Yeah.
Happy year anniversary of CBS All Access.
At this point, I decided I was going to keep it until the Super Bowl.
Yeah, totally. Yeah,
this feels right.
Yeah, this was a choice. Yeah. Hey, send Mary your password so she can watch Picard.
Yeah.
Don't have the password.
Oh, I knew it. I knew you couldn't even log in.
What is this? The Pop Bank account?
All right, let's talk combos. Get the fuck out of here, real quick.
Oh shit.
I'm quite keen on comic books, especially the ones about superheroes.
Love it. Fucking salad.
What happens when you gotta wash your hands?
Who was that?
It was Kill Bill.
Bill. Yeah, Kill Bill.
Oh, right.
Oh yeah.
Just real quick, I based it through the comics. I want to hear what the sounder was. It's very late. We wrap this shit up.
I appreciate it.
Fucking, they're doing a new Ghostbusters miniseries, doing Ghostbusters Year 1, and it's a lot of fucking fun because, of course, it is. It's Eric Burnham and Dan Chenig doing it again, and so at first I'm like, well, I mean, we've already fucking seen Ghostbusters Year 1, but they're kind of filling gaps between the first and second movies, and so it's a reporter interviewing people about the Ghostbusters and like in those early days. And so the first issue was her sitting down at Winston's house, just talking about like, how Winston joined the team and what his training was like and how it was just, basically they took him to the roof and told him to shoot a pumpkin with a proton blaster and that was it. There's nothing to it. And then they chased the ghost of Edgar Allan Poe around the library. It's just great. Those IDW Ghostbusters comics are very good. So it's just, I'm always glad when they bring them back because it's a lot of fucking fun. They're great. So highly recommend checking out the Ghostbusters Year 1. Yeah. What you got, Kelly? What's the highlight?
I got the new Junji Ito joint. The
I love Judge Ito's work.
no longer human. The most profoundly depressing thing I've ever read in my entire life.
Oof. All right.
It's a lot. I marathoned it all in one day because I didn't want it to ruin another day.
Oh. Jesus. Okay.
It's very good, but it's a lot.
I'm about a third of the way through Uzumaki. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to check this one out.
Nice. Yeah, it's an adaptation of a novel. And the wild thing is, I did some research on the author afterwards, after I read it. And the author, he at one point committed like a double suicide with this woman.
Double murder suicide.
Yeah. But like they pretty much just tossed themselves into a river.
Wow.
I looked up, so in the research, I found the woman's name. Lee, the woman's name is Tomie.
That's really creepy, actually.
Yeah, it's real scary.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
It's all cursed.
That's really fucked up.
Yeah.
All right.
That's real life.
Yeah, that's upsetting, is what that is.
But yeah, no longer human. Pretty much the entire book is upsetting, and not in any way that Junji Ito's work has ever been before, I think. Like, this is much more upsetting because it's, like, real, I guess. Like, it's not like, oh, here's this scary thing. Here's this kid gonna squeeze out all these gross zits on your face.
Yeah.
It's like, here's this dude's life just falling apart piece by piece, and he's continually fucking it up himself. And just getting addicted to opiates, and
I really want to read it. I want to read it for sure.
No, you definitely should read it. Like I'm just preparing you. It's a heavy read. It'll ruin your day.
Duly noted. Okay, all right. Anything we're talking about, Knives?
Real quick, on Netflix, that Aaron Hernandez documentary is very good. I highly suggest it. Also, Tremors is on Netflix, and it's the 30th anniversary of Tremors this year. And it still holds up. It is a wild ride. I love it. But one thing I definitely want to talk about is after AEW Dynamite this past week, I was just kind of scrolling through the TV channels, and I saw a show listed on TLC called 1,000 Pound Sisters.
God damn it.
Oh, and it is TLC loves to do those My 600 Pound Life shows and stuff like that. But these chicks, they weigh 1,000 pounds together. They had to weigh themselves at a junkyard, and they are some of I think they're from Kentucky, and they are straight up trash. I did not feel bad for a second about mocking these people the entire time we watched it. And it was way past her bedtime, and she stayed up until 11 watching this show because we were both locked in. So if you have some time, I definitely posted some videos in the Discord from my 1,000 Pound Sisters. It is a car crash.
You are part of the fucking problem.
Yeah, yeah. I don't feel good about it. But ugh.
I came home the other day and the girl had the iPad up on Hulu and she was eating her dinner watching My 600 Pound Life. I'm like, what the fuck are you even doing right now? She's like, whatever.
It's
like, no, not whatever. This is horrible.
It's interactive.
She was eating a salad watching My 600 Pound Life. I'm like, was this just inspiration? She was like, kinda. What you got, Jose?
Best way to get people to not sit in the middle is to have you and your friend take a window in an aisle and just go to bed before the plane's loaded. Because nobody really wants to wake you up to sit in the middle of you.
Oh my god.
We got lucky, so we didn't sleep. We got to the airport. We had a layover, but in Atlanta, but it was one of those ones where you didn't have to get off the plane.
Yeah, we got that for Toy Fair.
So I just slept. I don't even know when we landed in Atlanta. I don't know how long we were there for. All I know is I was done.
No, you don't say.
Poppycock and Boulder Dash.
Once you get me moving, I'm ready to go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
That's not dangerous at all.
Well, you know.
Anything we're talking about, Mahoney?
No, nothing. Let's call it.
Yeah, so we didn't talk about what we want to do next week, but I've got an idea I wanted to pitch to you guys. Since next weekend is when Birds of Prey comes out in theaters. So I wanted to pitch the idea of Top 6 Ladies Night. And we pick our favorite female / lady / woman / the fairer sex characters.
Like it. I like
Rank the women.
Rank the ladies. Yeah, I initially
I got binders full of women.
Initially, I was going to pitch it as top 6 female characters, but I know that the word female has weird connotations to it these days, so it's ladies' night. Yeah, females. All these fucking females.
No, the rank of the females. I'm from space.
I like this because, I remember when they're talking about the Terminator movie. Someone's hitting up Kristen on the Twitter like, oh, it's because a bunch of fucking chicks and people don't like chicks. Go, that's a horrible way to look at the world.
Right.
That is a terrible way to look at the world, you horrible fucking troll. Awful. All right, let's do that. Yeah, that's the fun ones. Yeah, hit us up with your top 6 for the ladies' night next week. I'm going to check out this weird fucking Birds of Prey movie for sure. It looks like a Mad Lib.
Yeah, it looks fun.
Yeah, it looks like a big, goofy Mad Lib. So we'll do that. And then, let's do it. Thanks for hanging out. I know this was a long one, but,
worth it.
500.
How great we are. So, of course it's going to be long. We're not going to speed through that shit at all.
That's right. You're welcome for all the extra time.
Thanks for hanging out for 500 episodes. Hard to believe. I really appreciate it. We all appreciate it. Thank you all so much. Hit us up on the Discord. That link is just discord.panelsonpages.com. Don't worry about the fucked up weird URL they give you. That'll take you right there to it if you haven't joined. Do it, hit it up. It'd be great. You can email us, popcast@panelsonpages.com, but nobody does that anymore because the Discord fucking rocks. We're on Twitter and all that bullshit. So, yeah. For Jason Nyes, Jose Guzman, Kelly Harris, and our good buddy Mahoney, I'm the Lord Reverend Lee Rodriguez. We'll talk to you guys next week at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central at youtube.com/PanelsOnPages. I think you're really going to like this. We'll talk to you guys next week. Night. Love you. Bye-bye.
You fucking Google ass bitch.
Fucking Google something.
Holy shit.
You fucking Google ass bitch.
I didn't want to say it.
What are you, some kind of bitch?
Whoa.
You fucking
Google ass bitch. Why you keep bugging us, YouTube?
You fucking Google ass bitch.
That's it. Show's over. We're done.
See you next Tuesday.